It's by the Lightning Nets, and this one goes into the corner.
All right, so we're back live now on the YouTube side. Again, this is going to have all the tags in front of it, but I'll try to get everything else all squared away.
Here's that Papa John's key ingredients.
Take a look around the National Hockey League and the G-men with assists. Victor Hedman, they pointed out, 500 to his credit now. Makes him fifth among active D-men.
Toews picks it up. Off Toews, how about him? Plus 52 last season for the Avalanche.
It helps when you play with Cale Makar.
It's true. Pretty good player himself, however.
No doubt, he is very good.
Here's Girard. Sam Girard, another defenseman up on the play, dumps it in. Goes in there against Chernak. Out in front for Nichushkin. And his backhand weakly off the glove of Vasilevsky, with a good chance nonetheless.
4:15 left to go in the first. Drawn out here with you. I was getting everything squared away on the YouTube side. Apologies, get a little technical difficulties. Hagel, this one gets tipped there by the elbow Kucherov, and this will get picked up now by the Avalanche. Ben Myers will try to get this one down. It's Evan Rodriguez. He's going to drop this one, as this will get picked up off of the stick of Point. Now Point will flip this just ahead, as this will go across the Avalanche logo. Colton will try to get this as Brad Hunt will get it down. And now the Lightning will flip this around their own end with Alex Killorn. As this gets sent all the way down to the ice, it's a race for the puck. Try to get picked up now by Anthony Cirelli. Then Myers will come together there with Compher, as this will go toward the right side of the faceoff dot. This will get shipped toward Alexander Georgiev. And now Mikko Rantanen will try to backhand this one. Actually, we'll get out of the zone and a nice back pass. That could have been JT Compher all the way for a breakaway if that wasn't just nicely played with the stick there by the Lightning. As this gets flipped into the neutral zone, Colorado will collect. They will cross, and they'll gain the entry with Alex Newhook. He tried to wrist it, keep it alive off the back pass, and this could go the other way, but Corey Perry is going to go back and pick it up now for Anthony Cirelli. And they'll flip it all the way back down as this bounces off of Georgiev and now picked up by the Lightning in their own end. Again, I apologize. We should be good on this side of the YouTube part of it now. As Cirelli, this falls right into the middle of a slot for a Newhook clapper, and that was solved by the big cat. That was a dangerous turnover in a spot that you don't want to turn it over. Right in between the middle of the circles, and Andre Vasilevsky trying to leave it. It was Kel Foote that played it. Ian Cole thought maybe Bellemare would be in the spot between the circles, and that almost ended up as a complete disaster, as Alex Newhook got a big-time shot and a big-time opportunity. So now we should be good on that, so I shouldn't have any issues as far as all that the tags and everything else are going to be is gone. So when we'll find it, but oh well, we'll take what we can take. So Nick Paul lost the draw, but Colorado can get to this as this is picked up by Artturi Lehkonen, and he was the lone goal scorer for the Avalanche 40 seconds into the first period. We got 2:30 left to go in the first frame. As now Chernak, he'll race toward the right side dot. He'll shoot it low. This goes off of the stick of Georgiev, and now Pat Maroon will keep this live off the backhand. I'll put it to the D side for Sergachev. And now Ross Colton trying to keep it alive up the forehand. He'll just pinball. It actually goes up the left pad of Alexander and dumped in deep by Chernak. Now it's Colton. Power move as this is in toward the right side of the dot. He just holds on to the post was Georgiev. This stays with the Lightning. Another shot. This gets gloved by Georgiev. And now we should get some pushing and shoving with Devon Toews. Zach Bogosian's in there as well. Things might get a little testy. We know what it is between the Lightning and the Avalanche. This is their second regular season meeting. Again, Tampa won the first one 5-0. As you know what's going on between these two teams, as we said, it was a 7-0 drubbing in the second game of the Stanley Cup Finals. Can't imagine there's going to be love lost on this Valentine's Day. I won't want to push that button too much, but it's the truth. So Georgiev's been pretty good. Vasilevsky's been pretty good. It's 14 shots for the Avs, 13 shots for the Lightning. Both goaltenders have been busy. Brayden Point gets set to take the draw. We'll see if he gets punched out of it, though. And now Brandon Hagel. Again, that's a pretty good opportunity. When you got Point, you got Hagel. You got two centermen that can, opposite end the wing spot if you need it. As this one goes back to Georgiev, plays with the glove. That might actually count as a shot on goal at 14 now. And this will get picked up as this gets tried to get lobbed by Hedman. Now he's going to have a chance to pick it up and flip it down. Glove down by one of the forwards here for Tampa's Hagel. As he got tripped momentarily, and Nichushkin leaving now here for Rodriguez. He tried to slam short side, and then he bumps into the big cat. But again, not really going to move him when you're having Rodriguez's size. 14 shots apiece now. The lone goal was 40 seconds into this game from Artturi Lehkonen. That's what we have right now. Again, the ESPN side might still say Nichushkin. That's not what I got on my side of it, and that's not what they showed on Bally Sports Sun. So it's Artturi Lehkonen from MacKinnon and Nichushkin. So that has been updated at the 50-second marker. We have just 1:44 left to go in the first frame. It's been a fast-moving game. I'm glad to be able to bring this to you here on Valentine's Day. And my next broadcast will be Thursday with Cooper Hopkins, and we get the rematch between the Red Wings and the Flames. Shot gets blocked in the middle of the slot. Now off the backhand that was stopped by Vasilevsky. There was Compher on the doorstep. If that went to him, and that probably would have been a 2-0 lead, is Mikko Rantanen. He'll try to play it. He'll just try to flip it in behind the net. And this will get picked up by the big cat. It was a little cheeky play there by Rantanen. He tried to find Compher. I'm not going to say pulling the Trevor Zegras move, but he was trying to get a half flip just to get it around the back of the big cat. As it's 1:26 left to go in the first one.
Mikko Rantanen's quite a player. He had that chance off to the side of the net. Vasilevsky took care of it. Rantanen played a lot with MacKinnon over the years, but not so much this year. They split them up to try and keep some balance in their lineup, and a lot of that has to do.
Face-off win defensively by the Lightning, and they'll flip it down across the red line as it got away from Sam Girard, who'll be erased for the puck, and Alex Killorn will try to get around Devon Toews as it's put around the inboards now for Brandon Hagel. So he's right back out there, getting close to end this first period. It's a 1-0 lead for the Avs. Here they come, right to left across, and this will get taken away from MacKinnon and Rantanen, picked up by Georgiev. He's going to take no chances. He'll hold it just at the 1-minute mark. We're at Ball Arena right now. John, I'm your play-by-play man. It's the 1-0 lead for the Avalanche after a 5-0 drubbing less than a week ago that Tampa was able to deliver. It was Andrei Vasilevsky, the big cat, his lone shutout of the season came at the hands of the Stanley Cup champions. But this has been a much closer contest so far, and we'll see how that ends up working out because Tampa's last couple of wins, like we said, between Colorado and Dallas, they've outscored those two teams 8-1, so they're playing right. And again, Colorado has won 11 of their last 14 as well, so both of these teams are playing very well, despite, again, Colorado dealing with a lot of injuries. So this will be picked up now by the Lightning. Here's an entry there for Kucherov. We'll keep it here for Sergachev. Trying to spin there with the help of Brayden Point as this gets knocked away. Devon Toews will play this off the backhand for Nathan MacKinnon. Now he sets it up for Mikko Rantanen. He's trying to skip up the 1-on-4. Keeps it alive off the backhand. He's actually going to get to it first. He beat 4 Lightning players to the puck. We'll see if this is something here for the Avalanche's Bob Byram. This goes off the left side of Vasilevsky. He's down. He doesn't know where the puck is. And now this will go back to Cogliano. I thought that could have been an opportunity. Now here's Logan O'Connor as they can't fight him off the puck. He almost got around 3 Lightning. And now down to 5 seconds. The Lightning finally get a chance to take a breath. They'll flip it down the ice. This will touch, and this will end the first period as the Avalanche have a tenuous 1-0 lead, 17 shots to 16. And they have the edge. Come right back. We'll call the second period action in a moment. Good contest so far. So I apologize for any momentary lapses on the YouTube side. We're going to be good now. Again, I was broadcasting the whole game, and all of a sudden I just went and saw the screen go black and things weren't working out. So I'm not changing anything. The only thing that I am doing here is adding into the description and putting these tags back in now that we are in the middle of the intermission.
Kick off the year with Peloton are still active a year later? Yeah, actively using it as a coat rack. Congrats on 50 rides! Okay, but it's still just a fad. Just an obvious fitness goal.
I'm just going to throw these tags back in there in the description. You always know that you're going to get the game store at hopefulsportsguy.wordpress.com. That's not going to change. So we're good to go now. Apologies for missing about 10 minutes of the game as far as the YouTube side. If you followed on Twitter Spaces, you got the whole way through. So we're all good on that side. So this will give me a time to get more of these tags in, and then we can go around the league. So we'll have plenty of time to do all of that.
The most intense playoffs in sports. That is hockey.
Okay. Get a couple more of these in there, and then we'll give you a reset. I'm going to put my lone goal in there as well. We know that there has been a lot of shots in this first period, 17-16, with the advantage being for the Colorado Avalanche. Okay. Save this. Save that. Poll questions and everything else were not loading, so I don't know what was going on all that side, but we're going to do this now. Put this in there as well.
And Valley Sports is presented by Team 5 Oil Change, the Save Your Car 10-minute oil change. By your local Honda dealer. And by Moffitt's Cancer Center, Florida's top choice for beating cancer.
Now everything else is loading like normal, so I'm good now.
The Avalanche have a 1-0 lead through 20 minutes of play. We welcome you back. And the Lightning Maid Training Center is hosting a spring break camp for kids between the 1st and 8th grades from March 13th to the 17th. This camp will be a multi-sport camp with a focus on ball hockey. Space is building up fast, so visit lightninghockeydevelopment.com/training center. Dave Render back with you alongside Brian Engel. By the way, the lone goal scored in the game has been changed. It is now Artturi Lehkonen who took the shot.
Okay, so I got the call right from what they showed. So I said Artturi Lehkonen, and I beat everybody else to it. So I feel good about myself on that side. They were trying to give it to Valeri Nichushkin. It was Artturi Lehkonen's shot, and that's what I said. So I think when they got that one correct, Cooper Hopkins would be proud with the eagle eyes. So I do have 4 of them.
They cleaned up a lot of stuff. It was an okay first period in the world.
Cal put in the lineup for the 3rd consecutive game. He's from Denver, and he just spoke with Gabby Sherman.
Thanks, guys. Cal, welcome home. This is where you're from. You guys have some history inside this building.
So 17-16 were the shots on goal in favor of Colorado. Again, it was Artturi Lehkonen from Nathan MacKinnon to Valeri Nichushkin. 52nd marker on the first period. It was right away. 13 hits to 12 in favor of the Avs as well. And then face-offs were 8-8.
Yeah, instead of the rush speed, they always find a way to get the speed to the middle. So we don't have a good F3. Have 3 guys above them at all times, and hopefully that helps.
I also noticed the physicality of this game just after 20 minutes.
Andrei Vasilevskiy had to make more of the big-time saves as there was plenty of chances in the slot that he was able to solve. I know the shots were big on both sides. Again, 17-16 for the Avalanche. But Andrei Vasilevskiy, I thought, had a fantastic period, and he needed it right now because Colorado, even with all the injuries that we talked about, they don't look any worse than what they normally would. They look like a team that's going to be in the playoffs. You know they're going to get there. Right now, they're in a point just outside in the standings, but they have 3 games in hand. They'll at least have 2 more in hand after tonight's game is done. They want to be able to even this season series. Look, I'm not saying it's going to be ultimately critical for Colorado to have to win this game against Tampa Bay, but when you're shut out 5-0 in less than a week when you played them, and when you go back and get a chance to get the rematch, you know what the anticipation is going to be. So I would expect Colorado, I said going into the forefront, I think they're going to take this game tonight. I don't know if it's going to be in the same type of fashion that Tampa took it. I would hope not. That wouldn't be a game that would be as much fun on that side. But still, you take what you can get, and this is a great matchup. And I would expect to see these 2 teams again. It might take the Stanley Cup final for that to happen, but I think both of them are going to be ready for a deep run. I'd be very surprised if they didn't make it into the Final 4. I would just say it like that.
What could a nationwide 5G network for T-Mobile for Business do for business? Unlock new insights and efficiencies right now. Allow monitoring of productivity at remote job sites with next-generation bandwidth. Enable AI cameras that spot factory issues in real time using next-generation speed. And deliver ultra-capacity 5G networks.
Let's take a quick live look in. We got about 1:15 left to go in the third between Carolina and Washington. We know that game is going to be ending here shortly. No Alex Ovechkin tonight because he had to deal with a family situation. So now we're down to 35 seconds. And I don't know what the jerseys are there for Carolina, but I don't really care for those. This gets picked up now by the Caps. It's 25 seconds left to go in the third for them as we get a live look in during the first intermission. Coos has the puck now. He's trying to gain the entry, and this gets knocked away by Carolina. This will push the Caps back, but they got 10 seconds in which to work with, try to get back in the zone. Again, with no Ovechkin. Coos able to gain the entry, but Carolina knocks it away. This is a race for the puck. It doesn't matter anyway. They're going to run out of time, and Carolina will take a 3-2 victory unless that empty net tally went just before the horn expired, but at least it's going to be a victory nonetheless for the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't believe that last one before the buzzer going to count. They'll take a big 2 points in the Metro as they win this one 3-2 over the Caps without Ovechkin tonight. So a quick live look in on that side. We have 3:16 left to go between the Devils and the Columbus Blue Jackets, so I'll pull that one up as well. I'll double check on my side to see how much is left in our intermission. I think we'll be able to get both of these in, which is always nice. So I'll just pull this up on the NHL app, see how much time we got in our intermission. I think we should be good to go here. So they have 3:16 left in the third with the Devils and the Blue Jackets tied at 2. Let's see what our game, see how much time is left in it. We still have 8 minutes left to go in our intermission, so I'll flip it at about the 10 o'clock marker, the 9:58 marker, so you don't miss anything. The Stars and the Bruins. Stars have just taken a 2-1 lead. Taylor Hall scored the first at 10:33 marker. It was Rope Hintz at 11:31, 13:11 in the first, from Jason Robertson and Joe Pavelski. And then Jason Robertson again from Joe Pa was the latest one. So Jason Robertson with a pair of goals, Pavelski with a pair of assists. They've taken the lead at 4:17 left in the second. Getting another live look in as we just watched Carolina get the victory over Washington. It's Columbus and New Jersey tied at dose, and the shot block advantage is heavily in favor of the Blue Jackets, 25-11, as they're saying that New Jersey might be a little bit frustrated. We'll see if I get a chance to look at Andre Palat on a live look in again. He's just coming back from injury. It's only been a few weeks now for Palat, who's a big part of the Tampa Bay Lightning in their 3 straight Stanley Cup Finals appearances in which they won 2 of them. Elvis Merzlikins didn't hold on to it as this went behind him. And now 240, another one gets slopped in from the point. He thought he was going to get a stoppage or something like that. It ended up didn't working out. Merzlikins made the save. I think Eric Branson stopped that one from going in and crossing the line. 31 shots to 30 on this live look in. With 2:20 left to go in the third. It's tied at 2 between the Devils and the Columbus Blue Jackets. There, Kala will watch this go. As this will get picked up now off the pass, and Hagel will gain the red line. Put it in. We've hit the 2-minute marker thereabouts of the third period as this is kept in by New Jersey. Now the Blue Jackets will try to get a piece of it as Patrick Laine out there. He's going to race for the puck, trying to get around the defense on the side of it of Damon Severson. Picked up now by the Blue Jackets and toward the left side of the red line. Minute 45 left to go in this third. As it's flipped down off the stretch pass, and Merzlikins a signal for the icing, and that's what's going to happen. It's going to be an offensive zone draw upcoming here for the Blue Jackets. As Ryan Graves absolutely let go of a blast. It was Tomas Tatar right on the doorstep, and now Jesper Bratt actually got a piece of it toward the end of it, and Eric Branson had to pretty much push himself into the left side of the crossbar to stop the puck from going across the red line. Just getting a live look in during our first intermission. We're going to go back to the Lightning and the Avalanche. We got a minute 40 left to go in this third, so we're not going to miss any of that. As this goes just toward the right side of the red line, as Robinson's shot just missed Eric Branson into the traffic, as Columbus trying to get a piece of it. Now Eric Kala will have to go back in his zone. They got some interesting camera angles here in Columbus. Not really sure how I feel about that. As this is picked up now near the left side of the red line, Damon Severson will have to race for it. As this Fabian Zetterlund is watching by toward the right side of the red line. This is still battled in that same spot as it's busy behind the office of, I think, Vitek Vanacek in goal. I did not see who was in goal tonight for New Jersey. As it's down to a minute left. We're at least going to get the rest of this regulation. I'm not going to probably be able to get the overtime because I think that's going to start our second period. So this will get picked up now. This is a chance off the icing. And now the Devils will have an offensive zone draw upcoming with 52 seconds up in the third as we get a live look in. They're showing the Eastern Conference playoff picture. This is updated. The Capitals have 26 games remaining. They have 62 points. They just lost 3-2 to the Carolina Hurricanes that did not gain anything. Penguins have 30 games left to go on the season. They're going to be active tonight against the San Jose Sharks. That will take place at 10:30 Eastern. Seattle's got a 2-1 lead over the Winnipeg Jets. We got a live look in right now between the Devils and the Blue Jackets. This one's tied at dose. Blue Jackets trying to acquiesce out of their own end and flip this down the red line. As Marchenko can't get to it. Now the Devils will collect off the backhand. As Jesper Bratt will get this from Aaron Kovac. Now a race toward open left wing. That's a 3-on-2 off the backhand, and that got shoveled wide. It could have been a chance off the one-time opportunity, really off the backhand, but it didn't materialize off of the pass. And Marchenko lost it. 2-on-2 developing the other way. It was Hagel racing. They'll go back to the D instead. Going toward the right circle. New Jersey driving the net and scores with 1 second left. And they're going to win this game. My goodness gracious, what a time for a live look-in. And this is going to be a game-winning goal for Graves with 1 second left. They steal the 2 points against the Columbus Blue Jackets. It was a time for New Jersey to maybe go cross-crease pass. You know what? They just went back to the D. Ryan Graves stayed patient, extra pass inside near the middle of the circles amongst the traffic. Merzlikins couldn't find it. The Columbus Blue Jackets defense couldn't find it. And that is a game-winning goal for the New Jersey Devils as Ryan McLeod's pass hit Graves. And that's going to end this game. The New Jersey Devils take a 3-2 lead. That was a live look-in for you. What a time that was. It's always fun to catch these games as they're going on. Ryan Graves, a defenseman, his 6th of the season. They steal it from the Blue Jackets. That was a lot of fun to watch. Hopefully I didn't blow the voice up for the actual game. So now that we're all good on the YouTube side, hopefully I can make up with some of that stuff for the live look-in. I said, did the Avalanche even the season series? And the one vote, I'm sure that was Grayson. He said no. He's got money on the Lightning tonight.
Shots on net for the Lightning in opening game. No goals for them. 7 came from defenseman Jordan and Hedman combined. What did you see in chances generated by the Lightning?
It could easily be at least 1-1 in this hockey game. The Lightning generated some chances. They had some really good chances, and they had them from the right guys. Great point, had some good looks at the net. It started with his rush, and he's going to have a give and go. Look where he gets to. But at the last second, Colorado does a nice job, and that one gets deflected away. Kucherov, every time he gets the puck, it's dangerous. And the defense moving in, they feed Hagel off to the side. That one should have gone in, but didn't. Stammer finally got a one-timer on the side. That was great to see. Beautiful play by Chernak to keep in, and then Ross Colton just puts it in his pocket and dives into the blue paint. I love that. Love to see more of that. You got Maroon in front of the net in the slot. The Lightning fed the slot. I found that Colorado gave them credit.
Got a couple live look-ins, and we saw a couple finals. As we're waiting for the second period to start, the players are getting on the ice. It was a 3-2 victory for the Carolina Hurricanes over the Washington Capitals without Ovi tonight. And the same thing that we just watched, Ryan Graves with a goal with a second left as the Devils took the 2 points from the Columbus Blue Jackets. They stole it with like a second and a half left as we're going to get ready for the second period. So that was a very eventful one. We got everything else accomplished that we need to. I got all my stuff all squared away, and I'm looking forward to the second period of our game. Again, it's going to be game story, everything else per usual. hopelesssportsguy.wordpress.com as we're taking a full game look at the Lightning and the Avalanche tonight. So I'm glad that you guys have been able to join me here on this Twitter Spaces side and on the YouTube side. I appreciate the likes and everything else possible. And again, everything else is all squared away from the first attempted stream. This one's actually up and good to go here. So we're all good on that side. So I hope you enjoy the rest of this second and third period. Second period upcoming here, probably about another 30 seconds or so.
It's about the only thing that looks like it's set in stone. Nothing's ever completely set in stone, but they have a good solid road trip and win by far 3 out of 4 games. Now they're really starting to look a lot better on the road. And for Colorado, that's the start of 3 consecutive sets of back-to-back games for them, and they are out of the playoffs right now.
So second period face-off. We are underway right now. Again, the Lightning will be attacking right to left. They are in the road whites. Colorado at home. They're in the cerulean and maroon. As this is picked up by Brayden Point off of the cross pass, trying to find Kucherov. He would have been right on the doorstep, but this gets knocked away. And now JT Compher will come all the way back. Play this one, go 200-foot game. As this is picked up now by the Avalanche. Avalanche will be attacking right to left in this period. The Lightning left to right. As Brayden Point will get a piece of it now. Point will get this one back to the D for Chernak. They had to play that quickly. That was about to be stolen, and that could have went the other way. 19:20 left to go in the second, and a penalty is going to be called. And we'll see who this is going to be against. I'll pull up my ESPN box score on the computer side and see if I can relay to you as soon as we get to it. So we had just one penalty in the first. This one is actually going to go against Colorado. So this will be the second power play for Tampa. Evan Rodriguez was busted for a high stick on Brandon Hagel. Now JT Compher gets a high stick in on Eric Chernak. Both of these are minors. This one just 40 seconds into the middle stanza. It's a 1-0 lead for the Colorado Avalanche. It was Artturi Lehkonen from Nathan MacKinnon and Valeri Nichushkin at the 52nd marker of the first. So we'll see what happens for the Lightning on this power play. They did not get a shot on their first one. Corey Perry, he tried to send it out toward the middle, and nobody was home. And now this will go to the Big Cat. We'll play this here and leave it for Mikhail Sergachev. Drop it off. The newly minted man with a 7-year deal. I think he's got about 7.5 now per. So can't say he isn't worth it. As they identified what they needed. And now this is a 2-on-2. Cogliano going to elect for the wrist shot, and that was fought off by the right pad of the Big Cat, and now Alex Killorn will gain the entry. He'll lose it, and this will get dropped right off here for Nick Paul. This will fall right to Alexander Georgiev, and he makes the save. So Tampa had to dodge a bullet up the short end of wrist shot, and then Nick Paul finally got something on net, so Tampa's got their first shot on the power play. This is their second one to work with. And it was a ton of time for Cogliano to stick handle toward the right side circle as he was continuing to walk right in. He intended to shoot that wrist shot instead of pass it off to Logan O'Connor. O'Connor saw that. He went for the screen, tried to get something out in front, but the Big Cat was able to solve it. Stamkos wins it off the tie-up, and this goes now for Sorelli. This will get dropped back Victor Hedman. Fake it. Hedman with the bomb. This gets tipped up in the air. We'll see if this stays with the Lightning. It falls back to Steven Stamkos near the left circle. Trying to drive was Anthony Sorelli. He got fought off there by Georgiev. Hedman with the slap pass. Georgiev with the save with the right glove. And this will be cleared out of the zone by Colorado. They'll flip it down the ice off the pinch. This will get touched by the stick of the Big Cat. Leaving out here for Victor Hedman. 18 minutes left to go in this second. John out here with you on the play-by-play between the Lightning and the Colorado Avalanche. It's been a fun contest. As this is picked up now by Brandon Hagel and Point. They'll battle for it near the left side of the boards, near the right dot. This will get spun around the inboards. Hedman tries to keep it in, and now Cogliano trying to make life difficult as Tampa just trying to pick this up to the neutral zone and get going the other way. But Colorado dumps it in deeper. And now Nikita Kucherov will control it near the right side dot, leave it for Victor Hedman. He'll gain the red line, drop it back here for Kuch. He'll gain the entry off the backhand. Nice play ahead, but this has got to get picked up a couple skates there for Ian Cole. And now Hagel. Hagel keeps sliding to the left side boards, trying to just keep it off the backhand, but he can't. And now Colorado will kill it. Now Colorado has an opportunity. Matt Nieto with the pass across. And that got saved off the one-time opportunity by the Big Cat. Another one quickly right off the kill. And Colorado had a chance, but Vasilevsky, he's been playing some of his best hockey over the last couple games. They said came into this one stopping 57 out of 58. And he's already made 18 saves out of 19. As this goes with the Avalanche, this will pinball off the right side of the glass. This will go now to Alex Killorn. This will flip it down. Flip it all the way down. And now Hunt will clear it up. They'll make the transition to the Avalanche. Hedman will watch this go off the inboards as this is not iced. Eric Chernak couldn't get to it, but Anthony Sorelli did. Gains across the red line now as Alex Killorn can't win the race. And Colorado in their own end. They'll just pinball it here to Nathan MacKinnon, but he lost the puck off the good poke check by Eric Chernak. Now Georgiev was a little busy in behind his office as Tampa has to go back in their own end with Victor Hedman. He'll win the puck. Alex Killorn. Now with Colton, as he'll throw a big body check into the players' bench, might as well take a change. He's going to do that. As this is picked up by MacKinnon, it's 1-on-4. He tried to bounce it off of Perry and pick it back in amongst the redwood trees. As this gets gloved down among the players' bench, Valeri Nichushkin will dump it in deep, and now Vasilevsky will play it. I'll leave it for Mikhail Sergachev. 15:45 left to go in the second. Jordan here with you. We're at Ball Arena right now, where the Colorado Avalanche are taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa won the first game of the season series 5-0 at Amalie. You only get two in opposite conference matchups. We'll see if Colorado can even up this season series. This is pucked all the way back. Curtis McDermott will try to get it now for Lehkonen. Lehkonen gains the zone. He's going to shoot the wrist shot. He was looking for a second of the game. That one goes just wide of the right post. As Cal Foot, he's being flushed out there by Cogliano, but this gets dumped down as McDermott will make the pass across. Picked up now by the Avalanche. It's Alex Newhook, nicely able to gain some entry. Trying to keep it alive off the backhand. Compher can't hold on to it, but we'll throw it back to the D-to-D side. It's Hunt. He'll collect. Now toward the middle of the slot. This will be a slap shot that'll get deflected. Picked up now by the Bolts as they'll try to get it out of the defensive end. Flipped all the way down. This takes a crazy bounce, and this had to be solved there by Georgiev. It was Nick Paul. He won the race, but he couldn't lift it past the Colorado Avalanche netminder. As this stays on sides, and now into the neutral zone, the Lightning collect. It's Pat Maroon. Pat Maroon going to try to shoot for the rebound shot, and this one goes off the stick and on play. 14:34 left to go in the second. It's 19 shots to 18 in favor of the Avalanche. It's an Artturi Lehkonen goal. 50 seconds into the first period. That was a little more, and that was a good stop off the replay. As Georgiev got a left pad on a shot near the right side dot. And then they show Nieto. Nieto holds up for the cross pass. That gets saved near the left circle by Vasilevsky. And then another race in for Nick Paul off of these replays, where he won it off the dump and he got a quick shot off Georgiev, but he was able to make the save. So the Pittsburgh Penguins and the San Jose Sharks, that'll be the late game. That's going to start at 10:30 Eastern, about 40 minutes from now. Crosby's got 62 points in the season with 24 goals and 38 assists. Devon Toews will essentially take a timeout in behind the office of Georgiev, and now a stretch pass. This one looks pretty good. And this one was stopped by Vasilevsky near the left side dot off the wrist by Colorado. Brayden Point will get this one safely cleared up before Colorado puts it in. Stamkos will watch it go back in, and now a good outlet pass by Victor Hedman. Here's a chance for Brayden Point, trying to windmill dig, trying to leave it off for Stamkos, and now collected by Colorado, but it's intercepted across the red line, and Kucherov will get a piece of it, but JT Compher will get the lift, and now it's Nathan MacKinnon. Nathan MacKinnon off the backhand, off the forehand, drop it off for Rantanen. He missed it, the right side of the post. That was right in sequence. MacKinnon picks it up in the middle of the slot. Windmill move by MacKinnon. Drop it off here for Byram in the middle of the circles. Now to the left side, dot scores! What a play by the Avalanche! They keep it alive. This one might have bounced off Nathan MacKinnon. It's 2-0 Avs. The wizardry for Nathan MacKinnon. You know that he can make plays, and boy, oh boy, he kept the puck alive for about an extra 40 seconds. A shot, I don't know if it bounced off of Nathan MacKinnon, and he's certainly going to get an assist. I see Byram near the left side of the circle. Cross pass. This went off of the skate and in of Nathan MacKinnon. I don't think they're going to call that a distinctive kicking motion either. That's more of a redirection. Beautiful job there by Nathan MacKinnon. It's a 2-0 lead for the Avalanche, his 17th goal of the season. That only sounds low because he's missed a lot of time. And the Avalanche take a 2-0 lead on an absolutely highlight reel goal as Bowen Byram will get this back from Pat Maroon. Now Cogliano will try to flip it. This gets stick down off of Ross Colton. And now the Lightning will gain the red line and flip it in. There's some excellent goals in this game so far, with the first two belonging to the Avalanche. They have the puck now as they try to go left to right. Keep it alive off the forehand. Ooh, off the drop, and what a stop by Vasilevsky off the one-timer. That was off of the left stick blade. This puck has been all in his end. I know it's 22 shots to 18, but Colorado certainly had the better of the chances right now, as this is the first time I get a chance to do some commentary between this Stanley Cup Finals rematch. This is game 2 of the regular season. That's all you're going to get until these teams meet again, but it would have to be in the Stanley Cup Final. But I would certainly be about that, as this is picked up now by Ian Cole. Now O'Connor trying to get a piece of it near the right side dot. Trying to be collected now by Foot. O'Connor's still down there. Matt Nieto as well. Again, he spent some time with the Avalanche. He came back in from the deadline. Not a bad move as well. As this is picked up between Dennis Mulligan, there's just stick lifts all up near the right side dot. And I would imagine the Avalanche are going to go on the power play. Somebody took a stick to the face or got stick lifted. It looked like Nick Paul might have been the guilty party. We will sort this when we come back in from the break. It was Bowen Byram with the cross pass redirected off the skate by Nathan MacKinnon. 12:17 left to go in the second.
Ridiculous moves that no one can pull off in real life. Until now, there is that guy with the unfair speed. The guy who scores just about every time that one spot. And the guy who's basically a real life glitch. So were those games really that ridiculous? Or maybe they were just ahead of their time.
Eagle has landed. That's one small step for man. Houston, we have a situation. How did you get here? Your character's not getting the video game.
Yeah, so we can Xfinity 10G. It's like the best important measure.
What the heck is that?
Those are the bad guys.
Are they friendly? play gets scrambling in your own zone and there's movement by a team like Colorado, which they have, you end up chasing people. When you're chasing around the backside a little bit, here's Cole at the bottom of your screen. He's got the right idea, but when he gets up in on the hands of Nieto, there's hooking penalty right there. So the first power play of the game here for Colorado.
They scored one power play goal on Saturday. It was the game-winning goal. It was scored by MacKinnon. As for the Lightning, they were perfect on Saturday against Dallas, 4 for 4. No power play goals allowed.
It's going to be a defensive zone face-off upcoming here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Anthony Cirelli going to try to win it. He cannot. This goes back to the Avalanche now. It's a power play for the Avs. It's their first of the game. Tampa's had 2. They hadn't scored on either. So Devon Toews will get this across. This gets around Lehkonen. And now Valeri Nichushkin. Now with Nathan MacKinnon. He just made some flashes before. He drops it here for Toews. And this one goes wide of the crease. Picked up now by the Avalanche toward the right side boards. Nathan MacKinnon, he has been absolutely splendid tonight with the skating display. Good give and go here by the Avalanche. It's Toews and now MacKinnon. Leaves it here for Mikko Rantanen. Now Toews. Toews near the left side of the blue line. Back to Mikko Rantanen. Now Toews off the give and go. 1:20 left to go on the power play. MacKinnon drives the right circle in the middle of the slot. Vasilevsky, huge save. He's down. The Avalanche keep poking away with the puck, but the big cat falls on it. Oh my goodness. Andrei Vasilevsky might have given up 2 goals in this game, but I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Vasilevsky right now, this game could easily be about 4 or 5-0. Perfect opportunity for Artturi Lehkonen to get his second, is somehow MacKinnon able to keep that puck alive just enough off the pass with the help of Toews to find Lehkonen in the middle of the circles. And Vasilevsky has been an absolute beast, and he's still giving up 2 goals. So Colorado got another offensive zone draw upcoming with 1:12 left to go in this second frame. 1:12 left to go in the period, 11:28 left to go in the second frame, I should say. Ottawa and the Islanders are now 2-2 headed to the shootout. We'll give you an update on that as well. Let's go across the league because everything on the video feed and everything else is squared away now. We got that all correct. I appreciate you guys following along in between the Twitter Spaces side and on the YouTube side. It's been pretty active there, and I appreciate it. As Colorado, MacKinnon gains the entry again. What a set of speed. He wins the puck in between 4 Lightning. I feel like I've said that at least 4 or 5 times right now. As Colorado is able to win these battles, anytime you get one of these elite forwards, whether it be Rantanen, Nichushkin, MacKinnon, just can't take them off the puck. At least that's what Tampa's having a struggle streak time trying to do. Is Evan Rodriguez will put this into the left side of the red line now. And now Colorado with the power play numero dos line out there with Jared Bednar's squad. Is Vladimir Mestikov just has to look on the left side of the boards. This will go back to the D-to-D side. Rantanen with another shot. This goes off the stick shaft of Vasilevsky and up and out of play. So from what I thought we might have saw in the first game with a 5-0 win for Tampa, I was very interested to see whether or not, again, I think this was a game that I had to do. If I was busy on Valentine's Day, then we would have made a game tomorrow. But I'm glad we ended up getting this broadcast in because after that kind of drubbing, you only get one other meeting in the regular season. How are the Colorado Avalanche going to respond? They're responding in a big way, and they're absolutely owning this game, even though the scoreline is just 2-0. If it wasn't for Vasilevsky, it'd be much worse, as this goes all the way back down the ice. Picked up now off the clear. So Colorado doesn't score on that power play, but man, they were dangerous. Rodriguez near the right circle, big time rebound, but one of the Colorado Avalanche got absolutely cleaned out. Hagel off the 2-on-1 opportunity, cross pass, saved by Georgiev with the left pad. That was Hagel and point. Hagel with the feed. And that was a big time save. Here come the Avalanche now. New hook off the wrist. That will be off the right glove of Vasilevsky. And now we're on the inboards in the high slot again. Rodriguez. This one gets blocked. And now here comes Kucherov. Kucherov tried to stick it ahead. He wins the battle. His cross pass was a good one. But it just went a little bit for point. But good job by Kucherov anyway to make something happen. Now Rodriguez will just put it toward Vasilevsky. This will not be frozen. And Kucherov was trying to cherry pick. But he'll have to instead go to the bench, take a change now, as Colorado has the puck possession. 9 to 15 left to go in the second. This feels like a fast-moving hockey game. I'm really enjoying it as Colorado gets their shot blocked. They didn't get a number on that one, and now this goes back to Nicholas Paul. He'll drive the left side of the red line, and now this will go back to Cal Foot. We'll go D to D as Tampa. Try to be patient with him. Look for a deflection. Cal Foot will pick it up off the wide lane boards. As Colton set up off the D to D side, and that one got blocked before it ever hit Killorn. Last shot by Ian Cole, about 87 miles an hour. As this is picked up now by Hunt. They'll go back to the cross pass and dumped all the way down the ice from McDermott. This will touch the stick of Andrei Vasilevsky as I'll pull up the lineups on both sides and flip back down again. This will be iced. 8:37 left to go in the second. 28 shots to 20 in favor of the Avalanche. Goal scorers, 50 seconds into the first, Artturi Lehkonen from Nathan MacKinnon and Valeri Nichushkin, and then Nathan MacKinnon from Bowen Byram at 6:21 of the middle frame. Those are your lone goals right now. So what I love about this game right now is we are seeing the absolute pushback from the first game. Colorado had taken that 5-0 uppercut, and they're solving it right now as they're up by 2-0. I mean, again, we talk about Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Final. That's about as embarrassing as it gets when Tampa loses 7-0, but they still made it a 6-game series before the eventual Stanley Cup champions, Colorado Avalanche, lifted the Holy Grail. Come back in from the break, about 8:37 left to go in the middle frame, 2-0 lead for the Avs.
Love never slows down, but Synchrony Bank can help.
Appreciate you guys on the YouTube side. Again, we don't always need comments on that, so if you guys want to enjoy listening to the broadcast, I humbly appreciate it. I said to the Avalanche, even the season series, we got 3 votes. 2 of you say yes, 1 of you say no. I think that's a good decision right now on the side of it because it's a 2-0 lead. Nathan MacKinnon got a pair of points. He got a goal and assist. Artturi Lehkonen has the other goal 50 seconds into the first. Well, let me see if I can get you a scoring update as well. I'm going to duplicate this box score because I saw, whoops, not pin. We got to duplicate. I wanted to just take a look because one of these games was going into a shootout. So I will pull this back. There's a really couple good slate of games here. The Kraken and the Jets are tied at 2. I thought about doing that one. I thought about doing the Bruin and the Stars. That one is a 2-1 lead for the Stars. At the end of 2 over the Bruins. Our game is 2-0 Avalanche. Did this game go final? The Sens beat the Islanders in the shootout. So the Sens, a couple of comeback wins for them. The one over the Flames and now another one in the shootout over the Islanders as they're starting to pair together. Both of our live look-ins that we got 3-2 is the final score of the day, really. Hurricanes and Caps. Hurricanes win 3-2. Devils win 3-2 over the Blue Jackets. Sens won 3-2 in the shootout over the Islanders. The Canadians were all over the Blackhawks. They won that one 4-0. Everything else still in progress. The Blues spanking the Panthers 5-2. Panthers have been on one heck of a run of late. That one is on ESPN Plus and Hulu only. This one we were watching on ESPN Plus nonetheless, because again, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Got to do all these ones on that, so if I want to get to it. Local broadcast for me Thursday will be joined by Cooper Hopkins. It'll be the rematch between the Flames and the Avalanche. Back underneath the action now as Sergachev will flip this off of the glove hand. Picked up now by the Colorado Avalanche as they're going to be going left to right in this period in an offside entry. And Stamkos and Lehkonen came together. They look like 2 statues, honestly. It's 30 shots to 20 shots in favor of the Avs. So 28 saves already for Andrei Vasilevsky out of 30. This has been a very eventful contest, a very fastly paid contest as well. As Stamkos able to win off of the stick lift off the faceoff. We'll get this all the way back to the Big Cat. And now we'll see what Tampa can do. Again, if Colorado gets the next goal, in all intents and purposes, I think this game could be over. I know it's just a regular season game, but Tampa, they've had some chances, but they've not gotten the prime ones in between the middle of the slot, just like Colorado has. They've had those about 7, 8, 9 times. As Nathan MacKinnon will get this one. And Colorado will gain the entry as Byram took an elbow there by Sergachev. And now Anthony Cirelli will play it as Vasilevsky was just taking a look. He's in behind the office now. Is Mikhail Sergachev going to take his time? That usually means that Tampa and John Cooper squad as the chorus of boos head of the ball arena. They let their forwards take their change. Brayden Point. This goes off his stick, and JT Compher will collect. He made a nice backhanded pass to try to get this into an open area. But now Point off the forehand. Again, it's just good to see him back on the ice. Rodriguez makes a play while he's knocked down, and the Avalanche gain the entry. Stick ahead from Mikko Rantanen. The Compher shot went all the way around the blue paint. This could be an opportunity here for the Lightning. Crosby scores! That was a great play for the Lightning. That was a shot for Compher that went unfortunately so wide. It led to a breakout opportunity for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and Nikita Kucherov makes it a 2-1 game with the help of Point. Got to see who made that pass. I know it was Kucherov and Point that teamed up on that. So this was Brayden Point with the cross pass to Kucherov. And that's just unfortunate for JT Compher. Sometimes, and I'm not going to blame him for this, but you do have to pay attention to where you shoot it, because if it matriculates around the end boards, it could lead to a break the other way. And that's exactly what happened. It was Point open on the right wing. He dropped it right off to Kucherov, and he gets his 21st goal of the season. Normally a setup man, but again, 21 goals and 77 assists in Nikita Kucherov. And Tampa is back in this game. I think they said they needed to get that second goal, because if Colorado got this next one and made it 3-0, this could be a completely different game. But Tampa back in it now. Wow, this game has been a lot of fun. I'm glad that we decided to do this one. I'm surprised. I know it's Valentine's Day, but I'm surprised I didn't get a chance to hear from Alec Nava. I know why I didn't get a chance to hear from Cooper Hopkins, because he'd be in the doghouse on that side. Can't get him in trouble. Colton will try to flip this around as this is picked up back by Nicholas Paul. This will go D to D. Slap shot gets blocked. This will get all the way back to Hedman. Now picked up one more time, and now this gets picked off. Avalanche, they're going to need some time. Nice play by Cogliano in the middle of the circles again, and the wrist shot bounces off, I believe, of Valeri Nichushkin up into the netting and out of play. 6:19 left to go in the second. John out here with me on the call. I could not be happier to do a broadcast here on Valentine's Day. This is the treat that I have waited to see. I've not been able to cover the Avalanche too many times because of all the injuries. I think this is the third or fourth game that we've done with the Lightning. I don't care what I've heard on the NHL Network side of it, that some fans would say they get customarily bored, because Tampa's been like a machine. Every time I watch their games, I'm not bored. It's just surgical. It's very fun. And you want to see the pace of play between these two teams, and you're getting it. As Colorado will get the hybrid touch-up on the icing. The 6-12 left to go in the second. 30 shots to 22 in favor of the Avs. Again, the latest goal was from Nikita Kucherov from Brayden Point, as that matriculated from a right to left cross pass off a little bit of a break off of a shot from JT Compher. Kucherov has an 11-game point streak, 4 goals and 12 assists, as this shot gets fluttered high of the Big Cat. They need to get this live inlay of Dunkin' Donuts off the screen, as this is picked up by a cross pass by MacKinnon. And the shot got blocked. Stamkos trying to find it. MacKinnon gets it now. In between the circles now, Hunt places to MacKinnon toward the right side down. He'll elect for the wrister. This goes up the stick of Vasilevsky. Colorado is still with it. They're like hyenas on hamburger meat right now. Nazim Cole will win this pin. Stamkos, foot, will play it. This is going to be a penalty against the Avalanche, and now they get the touch. A tripping call signaled by the Zebras here. The Ball Arena crowd doesn't like it. Come back in for the break. Tampa's going to go to their third power play of the game, as you get a gorgeous look of the point to Kucherov pass that went in between the legs of Devon Toews. My goodness.
Did you know one of Nissan's EVs survived the thermal? And one can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And they're all emission free. Don't get an EV for the E. Get it because it pays you to your seat. Stuff to your imagination. And keeps your breath away. These items are just electric. They electrify you.
I'm a screen and think tween. And if I'm not posting on
Social media?
I don't feel seen. Oh my God, love Kelly.
No. Keeping my eyes on the road and staying off the driveways.
They drive wise from all states, safe to avoid mayhem. Like me.
92% of households that kick off the year with Peloton are still active a a year later? Yeah, actively using it as a coat rack.
Congrats on 50 rides.
Okay, it's still just a bad.
Well, guys, I know this isn't easy.
You'll give up eventually.
Seriously? 92%.
92% stick with it. So can you. Start a 30-day home trial today. Terms apply.
Everyone gets a BK stacker. Two linebackers.
Winners will be made. The Florida lottery must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly.
Artturi Lehkonen was in on the forecheck, and he got a piece of Alex Killorn. He had a stick right underneath Killorn's skates and dumped him right in front of the referee. So Lightning are going to go on the power play again. There's Killorn along the wall, and there goes his foot. So Lightning on the power play. The first one did not go well at all. They had both units out there. The second one, they had both units out as well. This time the number one unit will start it, which they did not. The last two times around, maybe that will make a difference.
0 for 2 tonight. They got 2 shots on net with a man advantage in their 2 opportunities.
Tampa has another power play opportunity. They don't want to go 0 for 3. They've just scored the latest goal. This could be a big-time opportunity to tie the game. Stamkos, as we get a little bit of an overhead behind the net cam of Georgiev. Hagel has it now. Stamkos in between the circles. He'll shoot. This one gets blocked. Now Kucherov will get this now for Hedman. Kucherov try to get it to Hagel. Hagel now can probably get toward the left side of the boards, but it will be a race for the puck as Tampa will try to collect, and I'm hoping that they get away from this camera soon so I can differentiate other players. Vasilevsky make the long pass. Hedman will get it off of the drop here for Brayden Point. Again, Tampa, they've had 2 power plays, not scored on either one. Kucherov, keep it alive off the backhand. Now he'll collect near the right side boards. Hedman finds Stamkos near the left circle. That was off the left pad of Georgiev and flipped down the ice. 1 minute left to go in the Tampa power play. It's their third of the game. They're 0 for 2. Kucherov, keep this alive off the backhand, puts it around the kick plate as Stamkos will collect. The power play numero uno has been out there for a long time. Kucherov has took a bad flub off his stick. That's going to allow Colorado to flip this one back into the neutral zone as it's collected by Victor Hedman. We'll see if the forwards take a change or if they're going to stay out there all for 2 minutes. Brayden Point in between the high slot. Now gets it here for Hedman. He holds that blue line. Now it's Stamkos. They still stay out there. 30 seconds left to go on the Tampa power play. Hagel gets it back here for Stamkos. Stamkos needs some help. Gets it now for Hagel. Around the end boards here for an open Kucherov. Nobody in front of him. Kucherov patient with on the forehand. Now Hedman. Hedman now to Kucherov near the right circle. Power play down to 10 seconds. Very patient is Tampa. Kucherov wants the bomb. This one stopped by Georgiev and sent down the ice as it was sold by the left pad. Tampa goes 0 for 3 on their power play. It's 32 shots to 24. Colorado's got the 2-1 edge. As Nathan MacKinnon has the latest goal. He's got a goal and assist. 1-0 decoy in there by JT Compher. Gets it back to the defense there. Bo and Byram. Now it goes back to Compher, trying to keep it alive. Victor Hedman nicely pushes man off the puck. Sauce pass here for Cirelli. Open right wing side. Cutting into the middle. Georgiev gets smoked by one of the Lightning. We'll see if something comes of it. But now there is a fight. It's Compher. I don't know who it is for the Lightning, but they're beholding each other. Now it's Alex Killorn and Compher. Killorn getting some overhand rights. Compher getting an uppercut loose down as he forces Killorn to the ice. And he's got some words for the veteran forward for the Lightning. I figured there might be some of that when they bowled over Alexander Georgiev. It wasn't a very long fight, but it was something that we expected with 3:01 left to go in the second. This game has had everything right now. I'm glad that we covered this one, as it was a chance, and bowled over was Killorn and Georgiev. And Georgiev immediately, he's just like, I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to let you guys go. As I think Compher might have got a piece of Killorn, and then when he pushed him his goalie, that was Killorn with a couple overhand rights. I'm seeing it now. And then another overhand left by Compher put Killorn down to his heavily padded wall, and as he was knocked to the ice, and the fight was eventually over. So 3:01 left to go in the second. John Cooper Stern-looking face on that side. He does show a little bit more emotion than Daryl Sutter does. He's not afraid to drop some F-bombs or throw those dollar bills on the ice if he thinks that that's an unfair call on his end. So Corey Perry is in the box right now. I want to see if anything else happens on this side of it. So 32 shots to 24. And I'm going to see how many is on the ice right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Tampa. It looks like 5 for Colorado. So Corey Perry is in the box. I'm not sure what this one's going to be, but it will put Colorado in on the power play. This is their second. They were 0 for 1 with 3 shots. And Artturi Lehkonen could have easily had a goal if it wasn't for the big cat, Mikko Rantanen. Little dipsy doodle around the high slot now. Keep it alive off the backhand. He's going to try to triangle to the forehand. Devon Toews. They'll go D-to-D with Nathan MacKinnon. Get it back. Devon Toews in the high slot. He'll let it go. This one went off the right side of the bar as it got redirected. This stays with the Avalanche, and this will get flipped down by Tampa. That one was awfully close. So there is a minute difference here between the power play and the game clock. We got a minute 15 and 2:15, so there'll be a minute left to go if Colorado doesn't score by the time this is done in the second frame. Nathan MacKinnon will gain the entry off the cross pass as they'll put it around the end boards. Mikko Rantanen will try to get to it now. He's wearing that assistant's captain's A. Is Artturi Lehkonen. He'll try to win the race toward the right side of the boards, and they'll get flipped down by the Tampa Bay Lightning. 32 shots to 24. Colorado's second power play of the game, now down to 45 seconds. Minute 45 left to go in this middle frame. Devon Toews. He'll take his time and leave it here for Valeri Nichushkin. Now Evan Rodriguez with Bowen Byram. Bowen Byram trying to get a piece of it now as outscoring. We'll get this here to Brandon Hagel. Hagel will chip and chase, and he's going to go ahead and go to the bench instead. He thought about it, but he just peeled back off because you want to make sure the penalty kill line is fresh. 20 seconds left to go in Colorado's second man advantage. They'll gain the entry off the windmill move, and this is picked up now by Byram. And now we could find Evan Rodriguez. Now Pierre-Edouard Bellemare will pull back across the red line. They'll leave it here to the D side with Mikhail Sergachev. It's Sergachev and Hedman as they'll flip it across the PK. Get it back down to Bellemare as he's pinned to the left side of the faceoff dot. 55 seconds left to go in this middle frame. It's a 2-1 lead for the Avalanche. Hedman will just power backhand this thing and toward behind the net of Alexander Georgiev. And now a couple more times, the opportunities for Colorado to go left to right. They'll gain the chip and off the red line, and this will find Eric Chernak. 35 seconds left to go in this middle frame. Stick to head. Anthony Cirelli nicely, and he got cut off. He wanted to go forehand, backhand right against Georgiev. As this will get picked up here by Corey Perry. You should be fresh. You just sat for the last 2 minutes. Perry settles it down for Ross Colton, and that got stopped by the left pad of Georgiev. Now in behind the net, Tampa's got the puck possession. 10 seconds left. They'll fire it wide as Perry, I think, might have hit the top of the right crossbar, actually, as he was set up off the forehand. Tampa got to make something happen quickly. They got to shoot it down to 2 seconds. It gets blocked off the backhand. They can't get it off in time for Ross Colton. And at the end of 2, it's a 2-1 lead for the Avalanche against the Lightning. Come right back. We'll call third period action in a moment. It's been a great contest.
Yeah, they surely will have an interview with Brayden and Hagel. You just saw there heading down the tunnel, plus highlights, stats, and analysis of this game from Brian and myself. And we'll take you around the NHL on a busy Tuesday night of action. And we've got another beauty between the Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning here on Valentine's in Tampa.
I'm a screen addicted tween. And if I'm not posted on social media, I don't feel seen. Oh my God, Mom, you got
No, keeping my eyes on the road is paying off with driveways.
They drive wise from Allstate, safe for avoiding mayhem. Like me.
Invention is an act of determination to go where you couldn't before. Achieve goals that once felt out of reach. That's why Honda engineers didn't just redesign a potty trail sport. They built the most off-road capable.
We got time. We're going to get another live look in, ladies and gentlemen, as Seattle and Winnipeg is at 2:49 left to go in the OT. So I'm going to try to get John Forslund on the feed here John Otter with you on this play-by-play between Tampa and Colorado. See if we can get a live look in. So Blake Wheeler just missed. 2:18 left to go in this overtime. It's Yanni Gourde against Pierre-Luc Dubois, and on the draw, it's an offensive zone draw here for Seattle. As we're getting another live look in, I feel pretty good. It feels like a thing of gluttony. We've seen nothing but good games here on this Tuesday night, and that's what I kind of expected. These matchups have been spectacular. Now Nate Schmidt will delay. We'll get a cross pass as this gets broken up, and now Dubois will get it back. Now for Nate Schmidt, as he's just coming back in there from the injury as well with Ryan DeMello, I believe. So Winnipeg Jets are starting to get a little more healthy. They're going to go left to right. It's Kyle Connor, man, on Shelby Township. As this gets picked up by Kyle Connor near the left side of the dot. Schultz will play this to Ellie Tolvanen. Tolvanen. Now Yanni Gourde. It's 1-on-2. This is a 3-on-3 overtime right now, tied at dose. Yanni Gourde. We are in Winnipeg right now as Vince Dunn can't hold the blue line. Vince Dunn will get across the Jets logo, make the pass across for Jaden Shorts. Jaden Shorts in between the circles, and it's stopped. And I want to see if it's Hellebug or who's in goal tonight, as this is picked up now by a 1-on-2, and this gets played nicely by Alexander Wenberg as he got it away from Dubois, and now Jaden Shorts has it with a minute left to go in this OT as we get yet another live look in. This is our third one of the night, so I'm feeling pretty good. Now this is a chance for the Jets. What a glove save by Seattle, and this will go back to Jaden Shorts. 45 seconds left to go in this OT as it's Vince Dunn. Vince Dunn with a long pass. That was a great one. As a couple of these other Seattle Kraken can take a change. It's Matty Beniers. He's open toward the right wing side of the puck goes from Larson. Give and go now with Beniers, and now Everlay. It's Beniers. Beniers in between the circle, walks and shoots. And that one was stopped by the Jets and David Riddick. So it's going to be another offensive zone draw upcoming here for the Seattle Kraken as we get another live look in. Hope you guys are enjoying this because I do too. So do you think JT Compher will get over 2 shots on goal? Let me tell you this right now because I can look at it and from our official box. JT Compher has 1, so I definitely say JT Compher will get at least a 3. I'll say it like that. He's got 1 now. I would imagine he'll at least get that. So Matty Beniers can't win the draw. 20 seconds left to go in this OT. Kyle Connor, patient stick handle, working between the circles. He'll drive off the outside of the cage with the wrister. Spin move by Connor, keeps it alive. And they can't dispossess him. They try to stick lifted Matty Beniers as they stay with him down to 3 seconds. Jets got to get a shot off. They can't do it. We're going to a shootout. 2-2. I'll be able to give you this whole shootout too because we have time in between our game as we just went to the second period between the Avalanche and Tampa. So I'll stay right here with you. And then we'll go back to our game.
Bednar drives the front of the net, Courtney Kiki with a great pass, but also the finish going right to the front of the net. And that's how it changed the tide. For Seattle, you get a fortunate bounce on the power play. Then you see the exact same thing the other way later on in the game, right here off of John.
Appreciate that, Jonathan. Maybe we'll get your comment in there. Yes, I think JT Compher is going to get over 2 shots on goal.
So the Kraken look for their first win in the shootout this season.
The Kraken are 0 for 2 in the shootout. As we're getting a live look in here before we go back to our game. So Dave Hextall will get things squared away. I'm not sure who they've signaled to go first yet, as we're getting some overtime highlights. So it's Grubauer versus Riddick in net. So Mark Scheifele is going to go first here against Philip Grubauer. Mark Scheifele knows how to do the moves. He knows everything. He's one of the best players in the league as he's wearing the A. Again, Rick Bonus, there are no captaincies right now as Blake Wheeler's was stripped of it, but I don't believe that's going to matter at all. As the Winnipeg Jets and Rick Bonus, he'd give my vote for Coach of the Year. Even though we knew the Jets had a great roster, be able to get that points where they get back to be second in the Central. They should be first. They've won some games. They lost some games they should have won. Scheifele picks it up now near the red line. Walking between the circles now. Patient stick handle. Back and forth. Backhand scores and lifted past Grubauer. And the Jets are on the board first in the shootout. Very patient skating there by Scheifele, trying to measure up Grubauer, see if he can get him to bite. Forehand, backhand, and just lift it right over the left shoulder of Grubauer. It's Ryan Donato. He'll be the first shooter here for the Seattle Kraken. He'll go way wide. He'll go ahead and get some speed. Now he's near the right circle. Off the forehand, out of the backhand. He'll try to lift it. Forehand shot. He'll miss the right side of the post. And Seattle does not score in the first. And if the Jets score again, this will put ultimate pressure here on the Kraken. Would imagine Kyle Connor would be next. Yes, he is. As we'll see if the Michigan man, Kyle Connor, can make something happen. He's going to go near the right side. That is a left-handed shot off the forehand, and this goes right into the glove hand of Philip Grubauer. So, badly needed save for Seattle. Now we'll see if they can tie it up here in the shootout. Who is the next shooter for the Seattle Kraken? This is going to be Jordan Eberle. Jordan Eberle now. He's going to elect toward the right circle. Work his way to the middle of the slot. Series of backhand forehand, and it was solved by David Riddick. Didn't bite on anything that he was selling. The stick handle speed was excellent, but he couldn't lift the puck. He got him way too tight, and Jordan Eberle kind of ran out of room. So Seattle can go 0 for 3 in the shootout. If Winnipeg scores here, they win. Pierre-Luc Dubois, he has a chance to ice it right now. He's going to go near the right circle, patient with the forehand. He's going to rock it back and forth and score! And the Jets take the extra points in the Central. They get 2. Seattle going to have to settle for 1. They drop this one 3-2 in the shootout. We were getting a live look in. It was our third of the night. So, I feel pretty lucky about that side. In between the Seattle Kraken and the Winnipeg Jets, as Winnipeg had taken that one in the shootout. I'm going to go ahead and double check to see just how much time we have left to go in our game. I'm going to make sure that this updates. So we still got 8 minutes left to go in our intermission. That would be able to give us another live look in between the Bruins and the Stars, because that game was close as well. Again, there were so many good games on this Tuesday night. It's about what do you want to pick. And every single one of these games have been fantastic. So Valentine's Day hockey, if you don't have anyone to spend it with tonight, you can spend it in front of your TV and watch some NHL. And that's been just about as good as you could ask for. That's what I'm doing right now as we're giving you this broadcast between Tampa and Colorado. We're just doing a couple live look-ins. Pair of goals for Jason Robertson, pair of assists there for Joe Pop. Taylor Hall had the first for Boston from what I saw. I was watching this game a little bit before our game got underway.
This face-off is scooped by Polino. Go right wide for spin. Or shoot around, back to Polino. Steered it deep. Box up. Doyle bounces over to Polino. From the right wall, a shot got through up to the save, and then Shooter away from the slot. Lingers for a moment. Stars trying to catch up to it. Spoke to the line, kept in. Spin.
We'll double check one more time on the time that's left, because I might just take a quick little break, bathroom break, and we'll come back in. And we got 6:16. So I'm just going to take a quick little bathroom break. I'll be right back. And then we'll flip our game back over.
Fourth line for the Bruins. Fourth line for Pasternak out there with him. The Stars. Pavelski across the line. He was looking to feed hits out of his reach. He'll catch up. Back for Pavelski before he can get a shot away and take it. Hagel softly to the Stars line, and Miller is able to usher it along safely. Montgomery just trying to get extra shifts in for his leading goal scorer. Stars top line is outplayed. Their top line obviously outscored them. They have both goals in the game. Forward, back in. Marchand going down out of the rear. Comes loose. Ryan Johnston pull away from the Bruins pursuing him. He got spent by Clifton, just flipped it in deep. Here's Clifton. Across the line. Bent to the left side. Marchand with a shot. Saved by Artturi. No angle for Clifton on the rebound. It went off the pipe. Sort of rattled in accidentally. Caught the outside of the pipe. It was just very innocent looking ever. Until it winds up in a dangerous spot. So it stays 2-1. Crowd with a shot in the arm after that as Pasternak brings it back in. You can see a whole lot of him down the stretch. Check pronoun Suter, Heiskanen. Bounce down to the Boston line. It just hasn't clicked with Bergeron and Marchand and him tonight, so move around a little bit. There's Barlow beating left circle. Shot scored by Saka. Pavel Zacha ties the game at 2 with just under 10 minutes to go in the third. Well, that post was not his friend back in the first period on the power play. As he had Otter beat off the pipe, off in, and stayed out. Defenseman up on the rush, Carlo, and pushed the Stars back on the entry in a perfect shot by Pavel Zacha. That is chip payment. Glove side on Ottinger, and levels the game at 2 midway through the third period. This is very much on as if it wasn't before. Zacha gets his 12th goal, 36th point of the season. Stars shoot it in, pocket ball. Sagan gets spun around Doyle.
What's going on, Buck Skull game? I'm just back in here now. We were getting a live look in between the Bruins and the Stars. I'm all set to go once the third period gets underway. It looks like Pavel Zacha scored the latest goal, tied this one at dose in between the Stars and the Bruins. We've already had 3 live look-ins where we got you some finals. And we'll just go around and give you a quick little score reset, and then we'll flip our game back over. Our game is 2-1. Colorado has the advantage. The latest goal was from Nikita Kucherov from Brayden Point. That was Artturi Lehkonen with 50 seconds in the first from Nathan MacKinnon and Valeri Nichushkin. And then Nathan MacKinnon in the second period from Bo Byram. Also in the second was Kucherov from Point. Kucherov got his 21st goal to go with, I believe, let me see how many assists that is. I know I have it in front of me in my notes. So Nikita Kucherov has 57 assists and 21 goals on the season, 78 points. Your NHL scoreboard, again, 2-2 live look-in between the Bruins and the Stars. Penguins are just underway with the Sharks. That was the late game. It's 1-0. Everything else is final. 3-2, there were a lot of them. 6-2 for the Blues over the Panthers. They kind of shut down a little bit of their hot streak. The Jets made the live look-in on that. They won in the shootout as they held out the Kraken 3-2. Same thing for the Sens and the Islanders in the shootout. They won 3-2. Devils, they scored the second left with Ryan Graves, the defenseman. He got his 6th of the season, a 3-2 win over the Jackets. And no Alex Ovechkin tonight as he had to attend to a family matter, it was lately said. Hurricanes won the game 3-2. And the Canadiens beat the Blackhawks 4-0. That was your scoring reset for the night. There's been a lot of good games at hand. Hope the Bolts bounce back, says Buck Skull Gang in House. Yeah, I think they're going to. I was wondering how the first game would go as Tampa won 5-0. Again, it reminded me of the regular season game of the Stanley Cup final game when Colorado won 7-0 in game 2. Was this going to be something similar, or were Tampa able to keep it close again? Or was Colorado able to keep it close again? Well, it turns out it's a 2-1 game. It's anyone's for the taking right now. I will say this, to be honest with you, after covering the first couple periods, we're going to flip back to the game now. If Andre Vasilevsky wasn't in net tonight, this wouldn't be a 2-1 game. This could be a 4 or 5-1 lead for the Avalanche. He's had to make some excellent saves.
Are the guys that are causing confusion and commotion and everything else in the offensive zone.
Nick Paul might have got hit up in the left side of the eye. See a little bit of a shiner there, but maybe that's just anything routine for a hockey player. You always see a lot of that. Cooper Hopkins and I will be back on Thursday when it's the final game between the Flames and the Red Wings. Red Wings took the first one, so we'll be back on that. So it'll be an off day for me tomorrow. I got to get some clean up in-house stuff because I didn't get a chance to spend Valentine's Day with the missus. She was at work today. I was covering the game and all that stuff for the interim. So we're going to do it either tomorrow or Friday. I have something to do on Sunday. So I'll be back Thursday with another broadcast and then Saturday as well. I think that one might be Rangers Flames. That'll be the second one of that. If it's anything like the first, you guys are in for a treat. Hopefully I'm going to get Cooper Hopkins in on that one too. But if not, it'll at least be for the Thursday game between the Flames and the Red Wings. It'll be our next broadcast. So Tampa will still continue this road stand. Their next one will be Wednesday. I believe this is Wednesday, February 15th between Tampa and Arizona. And then they will play Vegas on the weekend. That'll be a 10:30 game. That should be a good one. So third period is underway. This will be a chance now for the Avalanche to go right to left in this period. Again, the Lightning will be attacking left to right. The Lightning are in the road whites, and then the cerulean and maroon there for the Colorado Avalanche at Ball Arena. It's a 3-on-1 developing, but good poke check there by the Avs as it was deflected in. That was a good poke check, but Anthony Cirelli ties the game for the Lightning. So Buck Skull Gang, you got to feel pretty good on that side because the Lightning have just tied this game at 2. So Stamkos had his pass opportunity knocked away from him. And then right on the doorstep off the deflection, Stamkos had an opportunity to get it back. He set up Cirelli off the 1T near the left dot. I thought that might have got deflected, but no, it was Stamkos picking his pass back up. And it gave Cirelli a one-time goal. I always say this about Anthony Cirelli. We love his 200-foot game. And I'm not saying he can't score goals, but it just feels like he's been snake bitten. But it's nice to get a shot. Here comes another opportunity. And that one was solved with the right pad by Georgiev. As all of a sudden now, after that goal, Tampa's got a spring in their step. And a hand pass is the call, so we'll get another neutral zone draw. 33 shots to 26 in favor of the Avs. But Anthony Cirelli has just tied this game at 2. So much like the Nichushkin goal early in the first, it was Stamkos getting his initial pass blocked. He gets it back. He drops it to Cirelli near the left circle and ties the game at dose. So great game so far between these two. Could this be another 3-2 scoreline? We've already had 4 of them tonight, and 2 of them have been in shootouts. So Brayden Point will gain the entry. He'll go in between the circles. His wrist shot gets blocked toward the right side of the red line. This will stay with Tampa now as they'll go D to D. This will go off of the glove of Georgiev, and Gerard wasn't sure what to do with it, but Artturi Lehkonen is going to flip it all the way back down. This will find Mikhail Sergachev. Sergachev will take his time as Tampa, when they do this, they'll take about an extra 40 seconds as the fans always like to boo on the road. But Tampa is very astute about what they want to do with line changes. They're always patient. Turnover, new hook. He shoots the wrister, and Cogliano can't find it as Tampa was back. It was a 3-on-3. Vladimir Mestikov trying to get a piece of it with Corey Perry. As Cal flip, we'll watch it go to Mikhail Sergachev. It's 2-2 with 18:20 left to go in the third. John Utter with you on the call. It is the Lightning and the Avalanche. This is their second and final meeting of the regular season. We're at Ball Arena tonight on ESPN Plus and have the Valley Sports Sun feed. Nice give past Colton. He wires the wrist shot way wide. He was looking for that right side of the bar. And this will go all the way back from Nieto. His wrist shot was off the left glove of Andrei Vasilevsky. And this is a bad giveaway in the middle of the circles. Scores! Dennis Morgan gives the Avalanche the lead. Wow. Another blind back pass is one of the boys that were there to watch the Tampa Bay Lightning on the road. He just has a blind look on his face, and I don't blame him because that was a blind back pass, and that is something you just can't do, as it was Corey Perry. He tried to chip it lazily to nobody, and Dennis Morgan, in between the left circle, fires the wrist shot. It beats Vasilevsky. That's just a bad turnover. Maybe you can say that's one that Vasilevsky should have had. All the other ones, he didn't have a chance to stop any of them. And this score should already be a lot worse. We're back to a one-goal lead for the Avalanche. 35-26 are the shots on goal. Dennis Morgan with the latest. Anthony Cirelli also had a goal in the third period. As Nieto will get this one in. It's Colorado's puck in the offensive end, but this goes all the way back down the ice. It'll be a race for the puck. It's not going to be iced. Kucherov will try to be the first two with Pat Maroon, so you're mixing between some skill and sandpaper on the ice right now. And now Colorado looks to break out. Nieto will put this across the red line. He'll just go back and take a change. Andrei Vasilevsky plays this calmly with the stick as he leaves it here for Zach Bogosian. So Bogosian and Hedman, the first-line defense, back out there for John Cooper's squad as they've just conceded a goal. And now Nick Paul will race for it near the right side of the red line. This gets dumped up in the middle of the circles, and Anthony Cirelli was trying to find it. We'll see if Tampa can get any puck possession, and now it's a race for the other way. Mikhail Sergachev will find it for Eric Chernak, but it's very busy, and Tampa's going to have to do some due diligence to get this puck out of their zone. Nathan MacKinnon picks it up off the turnover, and his shot gets deflected, but it goes back to Stamkos. Now the Lightning will drive off the backhand in the middle of the circles. It's Chernak off the cross pass off the side of the cage. Steven Stamkos, that might have actually went up the left side of the pad of Georgiev too, as that was a nice little tip design. But this will stay an offensive zone draw here for Tampa. It's a 3-2 scoreline. Dennis Morgan and Anthony Cirelli with the lone goals right now in the third period. Both teams don't like each other, says Buck Skull Gang. And upset I can't watch this game with some of these sometimes in Tampa. Well, I hope that at least listening to the play-by-play side of it won't be so bad. If you want to get some clear audio, you can follow me on Twitter Spaces at John Ryan Ott. Same name as the YouTube feed. Sergachev in off the blocker, and that was solved by Georgiev as this gets picked up now by Samuel Girard. 16:25 up to go in the third. Brandon Hagel is holding on to his left arm. That is not good. Hopefully we'll get a clarification on that. Mikko Rantanen in between the circles. That was saved by Vasilevsky, and I hope they point back to Brandon Hagel. As he is down, he's got his head down near the player's bench, and he is hurt. So Brandon Hagel is hurt. He's got his head down. He's holding onto his left arm. I don't know if something got cut or popped out of place. Hopefully we get a chance to get a look at it, but Brandon Hagel is definitely injured. And there was a shot from Sergachev that hit Hagel up in the forearm, and that's where he is definitely pointing at, where he is hurt. He's just a little bit stunned, hopefully, nothing else. This is face-off one, cleared by Cole. This goes back to Vasilevsky now, and Ian Cole will try it one more time as Tampa continues to get settled. And every time they do that, the Ball Arena crowd does boo. So Ross Colton try to pick it up now near the right side of the blue line. Solved there by McDermott as he was able to get the steal, but this isn't out. Corey Perry tried to get this into the right circle. Off the backhand, scores! What a play by the Lightning, and Corey Perry is one of those ones that's going to get a primary assist. He made up for that gaffe on the backhand play, and Vladimir Mestikov, he's a guy that has not scored a lot this season. As Corey Perry just fluttered it, Vladimir Mestikov, forehand to backhand. He just got it past Georgiev. He was making the backhand play as he was falling down. And he scores and beats him toward the right side of the crease. And Tampa ties this game at 3. So Corey Perry giveth and Corey Perry taketh away as he sets up Vladimir Mestikov and makes it a 3-3 scoreline. What a game this has been. Just his 5th of the season for Vlad the Impaler. Former Lightning, former Red Wings star, now back to the Lightning again. It's 36-28 on the shot board. So Tampa wins the center zone faceoff. Alex Killorn will chip this in. Colorado will pick it up, and Nathan MacKinnon clear the zone. And this is an opportunity here for Stamkos now. Near the left side of the circle. Stamkos will drop it off here for Sergachev. As this gets pinballed, Chernak trying to get a piece of it. He steals it away from Valeri Nichushkin. Gets stuck back in his own end now. Nathan MacKinnon trying to make life difficult here for Chernak as they still can't clear this out of the zone as Tampa. And now they finally do. They get it to the neutral zone, but it's still very busy. And Steven Stamkos just says, I'm going to slap shot this thing around the red line. So he does. Stolen Anthony Cirelli, good 200-foot game. And Zach Bogosian into the traffic, bounced up in the air. Stamkos gets a piece of it now near the right side red line. Here come the Bolts. Pat Maroon will put this back D to D and put this around the end boards. There's a chance for Bogosian trying to get a piece of it as checks collide. And now Logan O'Connor. He's going to race, but it's 1-on-3. We'll see if Logan O'Connor can continue to buy some time there with Newhook as this goes around to Hedman. And now Zach Bogosian is the first line defense out for John Cooper's squad. Tampa getting the entry. Nice setup for Paul, but he couldn't let that pass Georgiev. Good save and close, though. 36 shots to 30 now as this game is tied at trace with 14:29 left to go in the final frame potentially, unless we get a overtime or a shootout. A lot of these games have been getting to that point already. This has been a wonderful slate of Tuesday games. When I saw this schedule about a week and a half ago, looking into the NHL app, I said, boy, oh boy, I got to choose between 4 or 5 games that I want to cover because I bet all of them are going to be good. And it was the truth. That's exactly what happened. So we're at Ball Arena right now. John out here with you on the play-by-play. It's the second meeting and the final meeting of the regular season between Tampa and Colorado. Tampa won the first game 5-0. This game is much closer and has much more intrigue. It's 3-3. Although if you're a Tampa fan, I'm sure you were pretty intrigued about a 5-0 drubbing of Vasilevsky getting his first shutout of the season. Kucherov keeping this alive off the backhand as they'll go back D to D. Now Nikita Kucherov will just put this around the end boards for Brandon Hagel. He's back out there. He was stunned off of the right arm shot block from Mikhail Sergachev as he took one. He's back on the ice. Commercial break. It's a 3-3 tie.
I've been Gucci Wi-Fi. And I decided, well, you're on vacation? I am too. Which means you're smart home? Then you're so smart. And now I'm sending mixed signals to your garage. But if you haven't bundled your home and auto coverage, trying to unpack this isn't going to be too much fun. Hey, check the router. Get all state. You better protect your man while saving up to 25% when you bundle home and auto.
Remember the old school cheat codes? Ridiculous moves that no one can pull off in real life. Until now. Now there is that guy with the unfair speed. The guy who scores just about every time at one spot. And the guy who's basically a real life glitch. So were those games really that ridiculous? For me, they were just ahead of their time.
Invention is an act of determination to go where you couldn't before. Achieve goals one step out of reach. That's why Honda engineers didn't just redesign the hockey trail sport. They built the most off-road capable Honda SUV ever. The all-new Pilot Trail Sport. Part of the bundle of Vegas.
I just have 3 rice dishes to do.
When he was asked about having to juggle lineups, he said, "Hey, I was, coaching in the minors for years, 7 years in the East Coast League, 7 years in the American League." He said, "You're getting guys called up and down all the time, in and out. You don't know what you've got. You have to deal with one game to the next. It's no big deal for him." Yeah, 7 years in the East Coast League, 7 years in the American League, and this is his 7th year in the National Hockey League. Must be lucky 7. He's won a championship in each of those places. He's got some good experience. He's now the 3rd most tenured coach in the National Hockey League, and the guy on the other side of the ice, John Cooper, is number 1.
Who's also won multiple championships at different levels, but there's an interesting story.
As we're back underway, there was a little bit of a stoppage there, and then we just picked it back up after the next whistle. So 13:45 left to go in the third. It's now a 3-3 tie with Dennis Morgan and Vlad Nemestikov with the latest goals. As Colorado will try to go right to left in the cerulean and maroon, as this is picked up now from a Nathan MacKinnon pass, but it's too far from Valeri Nichushkin. And Vasilevsky had to wait a long time to have any of that play matriculate, but now this is in behind the office of the Big Cat. He's holding on to the left side post. Hagel, again, as he's back out there, as he took a shot block there from the zone man and Mikhail Sergachev. And this got sent out to the blue paint, but Sergachev able to get a piece of it. Hagel might be able to win the race off of a stick lift, and he got bodied by the puck, but he's still holding on to it. He's just trying to keep this in between his skates. And now Sam Girard able to scoop this one out. As this is picked up now by Mikko Rantanen. Rantanen now off the backhand, trying to drive the right side wall. We'll put it in the middle of the slot, but a good stick lift stop an opportunity between the circles for Colorado. Now Rantanen will be the first to get to it. Rantanen trying to keep it alive into the traffic, and this gets blocked. And now JT Compher will leave it back here for Hunt. Hunt takes his time as he goes around the inboards. This is a race for the puck now, but the Avalanche will still get to it. 12:30 left to go in the third. We are tied at 3. 37 shots to 30. Both of these teams have been active shooting the puck, but definitely Vasilevsky's had to make the more difficult of the saves. As Mikko Rantanen still in behind the office of the Big Cat. Tampa able to collect now. As this is passed to Cal Foot, he'll slap shot this around the inboards. As this gets picked up by Tampa now near the right circle. Now behind the left side red line is Ross Colton as he's trying to use that body. Centered it out in front of the blue paint. And this gets picked up by Corey Perry off the windmill. Puts it back to the D-to-D. This goes off of the glove hand of Alexander Gergiev. Now a race for Andrew Cogliano. He's definitely got some jets, but good back check. Allowed Zach Bogosian to go back and get this and see if Tampa can get to the other end. Now Pat Maroon. A big-time body check, but Colorado able to get this into the neutral zone before it finds Victor Hedman. It's gloved down, but not cleared. It's Cirelli. We'll drop this here for Stamkos. Back off the slap pass, looking for a deflection there for Tampa. This is picked up now near the right side face-off dot. Here comes Alec Newhook now, near the left side of the blue line, as this was sticked away. This is back here for Alex Killorn. In between the circles, now going to peel back in the high slot. It's Anthony Cirelli with the slap shot. Cal Foot, big rebound! And Alexander Gergiev makes the save. 11:14 left to go in the third. As we get a little bit of a meeting, but no punches. Just some words exchanged. There was one fight in between Alex Killorn and JT Compher, and that one was pretty fun to watch. But other than that, that's all we've had. We've had a lot of goals, 6 goals apiece, 3 side between Tampa and Colorado, as this is the second regular season meeting between the Stanley Cup finalists, 3 in a row for Tampa as they won 2 out of 3. Colorado, your latest Stanley Cup champions. And again, as long as they can continue to work to stay healthy, I said this from the very beginning, like months ago into the season. I'm hoping they get healthy by March. I can't believe it's going to take that long, but it might be. As Colorado will still at the end of this will have a couple games in hand at the end of tonight. They're only 1 point out of a playoff spot. So Colorado will race for the puck right now. This is a chance to pick it up here for Dennis Morgan. Again, he scored one of the goals in the third period here for Colorado. As this is picked up now near the left side of the red line, it's Pierre-Edouard Bellemare trying to get this around between Vlad Nemestikov as well. And now this will get loose there by Bellemare. As this bounces between the skates of Pat Maroon as they'll try to go left to right with the Bolts. Put it toward the left side wing as it gets canceled off the puck to Nicholas Paul. And now Bellemare falls down trying to make a play from his wallet. Picked up here by Paul, trying to get a piece of it. It was not offside. This is just near the left side wall, near the players' bench between both of these squads, as Colorado would be the first, and then Tampa as you get the first changes at home. This is still stuck into the boards as the Ball Arena crowd likes to boo. They like to boo when Tampa takes their time with the puck. They're very clear about that. As Tampa able to get this is just a funnel of players, and near the onsides portion of it as they just gain the entry. It's Pat Maroon live around the inboards now up the D-to-D. That the deflection that's gets stopped by the right pad of Georgiev, and now back down the ice. We've hit the 10-minute marker of this fast-moving third period. 3-3 is the score line. Threes everywhere. 37 shots for Colorado, 31 for Tampa. As they'll flip it across the red line to an open right side of the boards and right side red line. And Colorado with Devon Toews. We'll try to get this pass across. It's Artturi Lehkonen. He got the first goal of the game. 50 seconds in that first period. As this is picked up by Brayden Point. Point. He's going to ride toward the left side of the wall with Hagel. Hagel plays it to Point as they'll go near the left side dot. Hagel try to find it, but this will go to Artturi Lehkonen. Nice pass in sequence. Windmill move for MacKinnon. That was solved by Vasilevsky with the left stick. And picked up now by the Avalanche, but Tampa can able to intercept this near the players' bench, and everybody's going to make some changes, forwards especially. Mikko Rantanen gain the entry near the left wing, forces one of the Lightning to break their stick as it was saved by Vasilevsky, but not before it went up and out of play. 8:58 left to go in the third, I should say, tied 3. Coffee Whisperer says, go Abs. And Buck Skullgate says, go Bolts. I don't want OT. Who wants it more? That is the one thing that you're going to have to figure out in this last 8 minutes and 45 seconds thereabouts, because both of these teams certainly want it, but it's going to take a sixth gear, if you will. We're already in fifth gear. You're going to need to throw this into overdrive if you want to go ahead and get this victory. It's been a great game so far. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm enjoying it as well.
Meat in dishes different. Scrub, soak, milk. I do scrape, load, and I'm done.
Only Platinum Plus is bigger. We've doubled it on recycle power and double the scrubbing power. So you can load this and get this. I'm not the type to break the dish rules. Or am I? Scrape, load, done. New Cascade Platinum Plus. Dare to dish different.
Truly is more refreshing than ever. Now made with real fruit juice for a new great taste. Try the new Truly today. Our best taste ever. Invention is an act of determination. Go where you couldn't before. Achieve goals one step out of reach. That's why Honda engineers didn't just redesign the Honda trailer. They built the most off-road vehicle for.
Watch out for this guy. Valeri Nichushkin in the finals last year hit 4 goals against the Lightning. I swear he could have had 8 or 9. He was constantly getting open and great scoring chances, creating scoring chances for guys that he was playing. I had never seen him play at that level, and he was one of the guys. When he was a cup winner, we talked about it with the Lightning the 2 prior years. That second level of players that aren't talked about.
I know on the Bally Sports Sun feed, they keep talking about Brian Engblom talking about Valeri Nichushkin, about how good he was in the Stanley Cup Finals. Again, this is a guy that come from the Dallas Stars. He's certainly found a home. Joe Sakic has done an excellent job. Same thing with Artturi Lehkonen from the Montreal Canadiens. I mean, you keep putting these pieces around there together when you already have Mikko Rantanen and Gabe Landeskog, who hasn't even played this year, the captain with Nathan MacKinnon. I mean, you're doing something right. And you also have Cale Makar, who's the best defenseman in the league. And I would definitely say that Colorado, when they got their Stanley Cup last year, I know they had to beat Tampa to do so. You had to slay the dragon as Tampa was trying to get 3 in a row. I think Colorado is definitely, with this core group of players, they're going to get more than 1. They might get 3 or 4. So MacKinnon got knocked down by Stamkos. I thought that would be a trip, but that was not called. That's very curious. But intercepted. Well, Byron will get a piece of it now. Stamkos able to get away from it. He was near the right side of the wall. He gains the entry all alone, really. And now Tampa will take their time with Victor Hedman. He's in the high slot. He was put it around the kick play. Ross Colton, same thing. As this will get picked up now by Point. Point will drive off of the forehand, trying to keep this alive. It's Vlad Nemestikov. Vlad Nemestikov, he was stuck just away from the offensive zone off of the stick lift as he gets knocked down. 7:45 left to go. And the third, and now the Colorado crowd's really going to be unhappy because that was called, but the trip from Stamkos on Nathan MacKinnon was not called. So I can understand why they're upset on that side. Somebody missed one on the Zebras. So Perry will put this in for Colton in between the circles. Slap shot. This one gets blocked. That would have been a big time save opportunity for Georgiev, but he didn't have to make one. And a chorus of boos again from the Ball Arena crowd, but this time I do not blame them because it could have been called on the other end. If Valley Sports Sun feed will show it, I can reiterate to you because I could have swore that Stamkos tripped Nathan MacKinnon in his own end, and Vlad Nemestikov, yes, he got tripped a little bit, but it almost looked like he was falling down, but the stick was right in between his legs with the referee right in front. That's got to be called. Excuse me. So Logan O'Connor is going to go to the box with 7:24 left to go in the third. Compher. Now Stamkos. Stamkos try to win it clean off of the forehand. And now this will get in toward the right side of the boards. It's Hagel. Kucherov cross pass in between the middle of the circles. This will be kept in by Tampa. They're 0 for 3 with 4 shots. This will be a big time opportunity for Tampa to score one right now. As we're getting close to 7 minutes left to go in this third, tied at 3. It's a minute 35 left to go in Tampa's power play. They turn it over, and the wrist shot will be lasered right to Vasilevsky, but nobody else was in front. And now this will be an opportunity for Tampa to just measure things back down. Boston has beat Dallas 3-2 in overtime. A chorus of 3-2 games. Slap shot gets blocked, picked back up into the circles, but he couldn't shoot. It was Hagel. He couldn't get a piece of it. Now Kucherov. Back for Hedman. Kucherov with the bomb. This one gets blocked by Colorado and sent back down. If Hagel actually had a chance to connect with that puck, it would have been a 4-3 lead for Tampa, and Georgiev would not have been able to make the save. 1 minute left to go in Tampa's power play. Every single one of these games, I believe this is the 5th 3-2 game, and a lot of these went to shootout in overtime. It's 3-3 in our game. Ross Colton, as this will go crisscross, back to D. Sergachev. Will have to watch, have to go all the way back and skate for it, as Vasilevsky will leave it to his defenseman. 35 seconds left to go in the Tampa power play. They might be going 0 for 4 tonight. As Paul gained the entry near the right side wall, off the forehand, trying to find it here for Perry. Perry will send it around the end boards, back to the D. Now get it back from Killorn. And this is a mess, and this is cleared down by Colorado. And again, Tampa's power play has just not looked very good. Every time they play Colorado, and you watch it, especially in the Cup Finals, they just look lost. 3-3 is the score. 5 seconds left to go on the Tampa power play. Brayden Point try to gain the entry off the drop pass. Here's Stamkos working his way around the end boards now, and it was too far. And this could be flipped nicely right out of the box. And Logan O'Connor, if there was a second later, he could have been off to the races. Picked up now by Hedman. 5:10 left to go in this third. As it's Stamkos. Stamkos now toward the right side of the blue line. Sergachev into the traffic, and that was a glove save nicely for Alexander Georgiev. With 5:06 in the third, we take a commercial break. Tied at 3. Appreciate you guys following along and leaving the likes on the YouTube side. I've really enjoyed this. Got 5 likes on there. It was a lot more than I usually get, so I really appreciate that. What do you guys think? Are we getting a win in? Are we getting a win in late regulation? Are we getting OT? Are we getting a shootout?
Let me bring in my expert.
So many scratches.
Those are from my car keys.
Such a rich history. This won't do well at auction, but at AT&T.
So I just want to go through this really quick. So let's just count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was 5 3-2 games tonight. 2 of them were in regulation. 2 of them were in shootout, and 1 of them were in OT. And our game is 3-3. And I said between the games, what would I want to cover? The Bruins or the Stars, the Kraken or the Jets, or the Lightning and the Avalanche? I would have won no matter what I picked right now. I was even thinking about covering the Hurricanes and the Caps. Again, no Ovi tonight. They lost 3-2 to the Hurricanes, but I would have won either any of these games that I picked tonight. So I feel pretty good about that. We actually got a lot of live look-ins as well. If you guys were joining near the first or second intermission, we were able to watch 3 finals, as it was Carolina, it was the Seattle Kraken, and it was a gorgeous goal from Ryan Gears with the second and a half of the beat the Blue Jackets. So a lot of fun tonight. So someone's absolutely screaming in the Ball Arena crowd. So I credit the female, but I'm sure she's going to blow out her voice. 4:55 left to go in the third. It's 3-3 on the score line, 39-33 on the shot board in favor of the Avs. We're at Ball Arena. John here with you, watching this one on ESPN Plus and staying up late with you on the East Coast. As this gets picked up now by Stamkos, they're momentarily Bo and Byram trying to get a piece of it. They can't dispossess Stamkos off the puck. Azim Cole able to get this D-to-D. As this gets picked up between Sergachev. Now Cole into the traffic. This will be sticked aside by Georgiev. And now Valeri Nichushkin. We'll get this one to Mikko Rantanen. Picked up now by Nathan MacKinnon. It's Mikko Rantanen in between the circles and right into the breadbasket of Andrei Vasilevskiy as he holds on with 4:21 left to go in this third. 40 shots to 33. Steven Stamkos, the long-tenured captain of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, they've won a lot of Stanley Cups during his time. And it's just good over the last couple seasons to see him healthy. And last year, have a outrageous point total because he is one of those guys that can get you well over 100 points. It's just about health for him. Stamkos, he's been that way over the last couple of years. And Brayden Hagel, since that trade from the Chicago Blackhawks, especially coming into this season, boy, has he been excellent. So JT Compher, for the offensive zone draw, he wins it. As this one goes back to Cogliano, and between the legs, trying to play a shot was Compher. But that got blocked before it hit Vasilevskiy. He was already down in the butterfly. Here's a pass right into the zone here for Bogosian, but he overskated it. He wanted to drop it there for Hedman, but he couldn't. And this is flipped around the inboards. And now it's 1-on-4. This will be a race for the puck. This is going to get picked up by Vasilevskiy, and it'll be brushed right to Hedman near the right side of the red line as you get 3:50 left to go in this third. Brayden point now for Hagel. Hagel trying to keep this alive. He'll just stick it ahead one-handed. This is put in between the middle of the paint. And now Colorado will try to get this on the left side of the red line as they'll play it here. Evan Rodriguez with Devon Toews. That's what they got right now. Try to play this pass across, and this gets solved. Picked up now by Hagel. This could be a cross pass opportunity. Batted out of the air for Pat Maroon, but he swung and missed. And now here's a chance for McDermott. His pass couldn't hit one of the forwards, and now Tampa tries to push the other way. As this has been a back and forth sequence there over the last minute. Couple of stick lifts, and McDermott can't get to it. And now Pat Maroon will get this help across the red line. As this gets dumped in, Georgiev just holding on to that right post. As Cal Foot tries to keep it in. Cal Foot is still out there with Nick Paul. Maroon, they'll gain the entry. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare will just try to sweep this one, curling style. As Bellemare puts it back to the D. Cal Foot, they'll go cross. They'll shoot one right on, and this one gets blocked near the left side of the red line. It's going to be a race for the puck. Cal Foot will get to it first, but it's a chance for JT Compher now. He's actually going to beat Cal Foot. He's got that speed advantage. Cal's going to pin him to the wall, and Tampa will get it with 2:30 left to go in the third. We are tied at 3. And Steven Stamkos will try to gain the entry, but the Colorado Avalanche will collect. It's 1-on-4 in their defensive end as they'll try to look for the breakout. It's Valeri Nichushkin, former Dallas Star, driving the right wall. He'll make the drop pass off the one-timer. It gets bounced right out in front. This goes right to the Avalanches. They can't clear it. It's MacKinnon from Rantanen. MacKinnon has it now. Set up the bomb. And that one goes just fine to the left side of the red line. As Point has to get this one down the ice. And Colorado will collect down to 2 minutes, tied at 3. As we're getting dangerously close to an overtime right now. But we did see a late goal tonight in one of these games. It was a second and a half left for Ryan Graves as they beat the Columbus Blue Jackets to the New Jersey Devils. Minute 45 left to go. Ball Arena tied at 3. Artturi Lehkonen, Vasilevsky with a big save. 141 left to go in the third as he just robbed JT Compher, and he made it look easy. 44 shots to 34 now. Take a breath, everybody. We are getting close to the end of this game and getting a definitive result. Tekken God Jets, I appreciate you, buddy. I don't know what to say. It's hard to say whether it's going to be OT or a shootout. I threw that one out there. Hope you guys are enjoying this contest. It's the rematch of the Stanley Cup Finals. It's the second meeting of the regular season. It'll be the final one unless these guys meet the Stanley Cup Finals again. And who wouldn't want more of that, to be honest with you? As this is just sticked ahead and picked up now. Race for the puck. It's Vlad Nemestikov against Devon Toews. Tried to center out in front of the blue paint. Flopped off of the slap shot. And here's an opportunity for the Avalanche. They got some pressure behind them for Lehkonen. Lehkonen just couldn't get there. That's what the Avalanche wanted to do, was drop it there for a finish. And now Ross Colton will just gain the entry and take a change. This takes a bad bounce off of Georgiev's stick. Now Corey Perry has it as he's holding on to the forehand and behind the net. They'll go back D-to-D with the slap pass, and they'll center it just wide near the right side of the red line. We're down to 55 seconds left to go in the third. Here's a chance for Nathan MacKinnon. It's 1-on-4 as he's absolutely getting bodied off the puck, but it's taken that many players just to be able to beat him from the puck because it's Nathan MacKinnon. As this goes down to the Lightning, they'll try to go left or right. 35 seconds left to go in this third. Hedman off the drop pass, Kucherov trying to make some wizardry. And that was stopped by Georgiev with the stick. Here come the Avalanche now. It's Cogliano near the left side wall. As now it's toward the right side. Nathan MacKinnon's open in the middle of the circles. If Colorado can hold this D line. Now this will go to the Lightning as they'll flip it back across the red line. This could be iced. No, it's not. It's waved off. Devon Toews has it. 5 seconds left to go in this third. They are just going to hold for OT, and that's where we'll go. So the second game of the rematch, it was 5-0 in the first one for Tampa over Colorado. This one's 3-3 and going to OT. So buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a lot of fun.
3-3 is the score. After regulation, stay tuned for Chevy overtime.
Oh, man. I appreciate you guys sticking around because the first 25 minutes or so of this game, I had a little bit of a lull as far as the feed. It wasn't working correctly, so I'm glad to see that you guys are all in here enjoying this. We're going to be going to OT, tied at 3. One thing I like to do for anyone that's active in the comments section, pick a winner on both sides. Who's going to get the game-winning goal for the Lightning? Who's going to get the game-winning goal for the Avalanche? I will go with the Tampa Bay Lightning. I like the effort that Anthony Cirelli has shown. I say that a lot. I love his game, the 200-foot game. I'm going to go Anthony Cirelli. He's already got one here tonight. And for the Avalanche, I am going to take, well, Artturi Lehkonen got absolutely robbed by Vasilevsky in the second period in the middle of the circles. I don't think he'll get robbed again if you get a chance to get an opportunity on the 3-on-3. So I'll go with Cirelli for the Lightning, and I'll go with Artturi Lehkonen for the Avalanche. What say you guys? Just for fun.
And then at Dallas, he was brilliant. And here with some huge saves again. The one-timer from Girard, that is labeled for the top corner. And he just pushes that one away. A flat-out breakaway to JT Compher coming late on the play, right down the middle. Those two are the game right there. And he makes the save. Throw that together with that brilliant.
Well, how about some overtime, ladies and gentlemen? 42 saves out of 45, a .933 percentage. For the Terminator, Andrei Vasilevsky, he's been superb tonight. Georgiev's not been bad on the other end, but Vasilevsky's definitely made the more difficult of saves. This game would already be over 15 minutes ago if it wasn't for Andrei Vasilevsky. No doubt about that. As Jared Bednar looks on, and John Cooper does as well. If you got a ticket right now, Ball Arena, I am very, very jealous because you get to watch these two teams play hockey against each other. So it'll be Cirelli in on the draw. Looks like Kucherov and Hedman. Stamkos is not on the ice right now. Sam Girard. You get a chance to go ahead and get this puck for JT Compher. So Gerard has it now. And in the overtime period, again, it's sudden death. It'd be left to right for the Colorado Avalanche and the Cerulean and Maroon, and the Tampa Bay and the Road Whites. They're going to be going right to left. So Sam Gerard, and I know this for a fact, when you watch Colorado in these OTs, they love to be deliberate. They do not want to give the other team the puck, and they will take this full 5 minutes, and they will sit and do nothing with it if they're allowed to. So Sam Gerard will leave it, and he'll get it now. He's going to allow MacKinnon to take the change. It's one-on-one here for Nathan MacKinnon off of a spin pass. He thought Rantanen was going to be there. He was not. Now here's a chance for Cirelli off the 2-on-1. Cirelli gets blocked with the wrist shot. Nicely. And he gets stuck near the left side of the wall. Try to get picked up now by Sergachev. Georgiev try to play it, but this goes back to Cirelli. Tampa can play this to an open wing. It's Sergachev trying to buy some time. He gets knocked down. And this is still live as Rantanen and Toews have it. Toews is going to take his time as the forwards will continue to make a change. It's 3-on-3. 3:45 left to go in this OT. The score is tied at 3, 45 shots to 34 in favor of the Avs. The first game was 5-0 Tampa. This game's 3-3. The full game story at hopelesssportsguy.wordpress.com when we get to it. 3:30 left to go in this OT. If we don't get a goal, we're going to go to a shootout. Evan Rodriguez, he tried to clear it, but it goes right to Brayden Point. Now this will give an opportunity for Tampa to get some puck possession. Zach Bogosian with this pass. It's Steven Stamkos and full flight off the backhand. He couldn't let it late. Evan Rodriguez was in his face. And this will go back now to the Avalanche. Could have been the game for Steven Stamkos, but great defense by Evan Rodriguez to stay with him the whole way. As this goes all the way down, this will be iced against Colorado. So Tampa's got an offensive zone draw upcoming with 3:05 left to go in this OT. Tied at 3. So Buck Skull Gang is going to go with JT Compher and Stamkos. I like those names in there. I think you could be definitely onto something as Stamkos was 15 seconds ago. We could have ended this one. So 3:05 left to go in the OT. It's Nick Paul and against Nathan MacKinnon in on the draw. Paul gets it toward the right side of the boards. This actually will be puck possession for Vlad Nemestikov. It's Paul, Nemestikov, and Hedman on the ice right now on the 3-on-3. Hedman, very patient. A little bit here for Nick Paul. He gains in between the middle of the circle, so crisscross. Now he's near the left side. He's going to be patient and still hold this thing. Now he's in the middle of the slot. He's still spinning. Nick Paul gets knocked down, and Nathan MacKinnon gets knocked down as well. And Bowen Byram's going to drop this down for Nathan MacKinnon, number 29. He's got some absolute jets. You talk about Connor McDavid. Nathan MacKinnon is in the very short list. I would put him in number 2. Honestly, he's the best players in the NHL. You can fight me if you think I'm wrong, as this is picked up now by Rantanen. But again, Nathan MacKinnon's a Stanley Cup champion, so that has a lot more weight to it. So JT Compher near the right side of the red line as this will find Vasilevsky. The pass is a little dangerous, but it's a chance for Victor Hedman to settle things down. They can't gain the clear, but this actually bounces off of Compher, so they're going to get a neutral zone draw. No penalties with 2:05 left to go in this OT. So road schedule ahead for Tampa as you got the Bally Sports Sun feed. It's the Arizona Coyotes tomorrow and the Vegas Golden Knights on Saturday. Again, I believe we're going to have the Rangers and the Flames. That'll be the second game in the regular season of that. If it's half as good as the first one, then Cooper Hopkins and I will enjoy it. He should be able to join me on Saturday, but he'll definitely be able to join me on Thursday as the Wings and the Flames get their final meeting of the regular season. Flames really need those 2 points. So Lucas Raymond's injured, but Jacob Verana is coming back. So that's what we might see for the Thursday side. That'll be my next broadcast. So face-off is won by Tampa, and this will get picked up as Gerard will leave it for Valeri Nichushkin. Nichushkin gained the entry off the forehand, leave it for JT Compher. Now drop it for Sam Gerard. Sam Gerard now back to Compher. So trying to work the way to the right circle. Just a lot of spinning right now. Another drop from Nichushkin to Gerard. Gerard will pull back instead. As Tampa can maybe take some changes if they want to, but that's what Colorado wants them to do, is they can try to get a break. Colorado is very judicious with this puck right now as Nathan MacKinnon is back on the ice. Gerard still continuing to spin near the Bowl Arena logo and the Avs logo. 3-3 is a score line with 1:20 left to go in this OT. As the puck is lost in between the skates of Bowen Byram, that's going to allow Tampa to get some puck possession. Kucherov with the bank pass couldn't find Brayden Point. Now here's a chance for Colorado. This could be dangerous. In between the middle of the circles, and the shot gets lifted up and on a play. 1:06 left to go in OT. That was Bowen Byram looking for the game winner. Lifted it a little too high, and then also might have taken an unfavorable bounce. As Byram in between the circles, and I think that honestly was a great stick play by Mikhail Sergachev. Might have saved a game-winning goal there. Yes, he did. Mikhail Sergachev was the one that knocked it on a play. 1:06 left to go in this OT. It's offensive zone draw upcoming. JT Compher and Anthony Cirelli. Cirelli's really good at this. I would imagine he would win this one, but he does not. Devon Toews. This is stopped by Vasilevsky, but it's loose in a high slide in. Rantanen missed the net. He lifted it high. Here's Toews. He'll play this off his skates now for Mikko Rantanen. In between the circles, he'll drop it off here for Compher. Compher will spin in the high slot, and now he's going to pull back. 45 seconds left to go in this OT. We are tied at 3. 46 shots to 34 in favor of the Avs. Who's going to take this one? Are we going to get a winner in OT with 35 seconds left? Are we going to shootout? Mikko Rantanen. In between the circles, cross pass. And that one goes wide. 30 seconds left to go in this OT. So Colorado very patient, as we said, with the puck possession. They've had the better of these OT chances. Vasilevsky, to his credit, though, and his defense, they've got in the way enough to just be able to stop it. And as you get into the Stanley Cup Finals, there are no 3-on-3 OTs. It's 5-on-5. So 30 seconds left to go in this OT. If not, we get a shootout. We get no goals. Another face-off opportunity. It's Nathan MacKinnon in to take the draw against Brayden Point. MacKinnon will win it. And now this gets pushed ahead. It's Kucherov. And this goes too far for his stick, but he'll set it back down in the middle of the slot. Now Sergachev got to be very careful. He's got Nathan MacKinnon off the one-on-one, and he stays in front to block that wrist shot up and on a play. So you have to hold on to all tickets when it's Nathan MacKinnon off the one-on-one, but Mikhail Sergachev played that beautifully. He stayed on the back skate stride for stride, just got in the way of the shot block to deny Nathan MacKinnon of a whirling dervish. 17 seconds left to go in this OT. 46-34 are the shots in favor of the Avs. Anthony Cirelli. He'll get this one this time. And now flipped largely down the ice as they were trying to find point sheet all the way down there. And Cirelli will collect. Down to 5 seconds. Anthony Cirelli will play it here for point. That's going to do it. We're going to go to a shootout. This is Tony's YouTube says, John, who has the advantage in the shootouts? And Lucas Ray says, hit the net. And Tony's YouTube says, I need this. How are the Avs playing? So the Avs are, they played really well. They've had the better of this game right now, no doubt about it. They've had the majority of the chances. If it wasn't for Vasilevsky, this would have been over about 25 minutes ago. So in the advantage in the shootout, hopefully they'll show this for me because I don't have the numbers in front of me. But I will take, and I know this is easy to say, I will take Mikko Rantanen and Nathan MacKinnon as far as an advantage in the shootout for the Colorado Avalanche. The only issue is they're going up against the Big Cat. So this is the four-leg of the parlay I have no way of watching. So I'll take MacKinnon and Rantanen on the shootout side of it and give Colorado the edge, but we will see actually where this goes. Georgiev's not been bad on the other end either. He just hasn't had to have the same type of saves that Vasi's had to make. Good contest, though. So Avalanche 4-2 in the shootout, Lightning 1-1. So that was my gut saying Avalanche. I think the Avalanche will take this one if they're back part of your parlay. I got $10 on this game on the Avs. If the Avs win, I will sub to you, says Tony's YouTube. Even if you don't sub, I cover a lot of hockey games, especially with Cooper Hopkins, myself, and we have a lot of fun. So if you want more of these, we're pretty active across the week. Next broadcast will be Thursday between the Flames and the Red Wings. And I think Saturday will be Flames and Rangers. If he's not going to be there, we might flip the game as well. Stamkos and the Lightning will get set to go first against Alexander Georgiev. Stamkos, he's going to drive near the left side of the dot. Work his way out the forehand, lifted, scores! The Lightning get on the board first. The captain, Steven Stamkos, makes it look a little too easy. And that was the one hand that Tampa has to start here as Stamkos works his way toward the left dot. He keeps it alive off the forehand. He just holds a small little drag and then shoots and lifts. So now Evan Rodriguez will get set to take this first. And that's very curious by Jared Bednar's squad. You can't blame me on that side because I would not put Evan Rodriguez first. I would even more so go with MacKinnon and Rantanen, and then maybe even go Devon Toews. Evan Rodriguez, that's a head scratcher there because now that's going to allow you to get Kucherov. If Kucherov scores this could very well be over. Kucherov near the left out off the forehand, lifts it, and he can't get it past Georgiev as he got in too tight. So now the Avalanche really put themselves behind the eight ball unless they're going to finish this one off with MacKinnon and Rantanen. And if they don't, I will send Jared Bednar a letter on your guys' behalf. So here comes Nathan MacKinnon. This is round 2 of the shootout. He's going to take this near the left side dot, off the forehand, backhand, forehand, try to look past Vasilevsky. He cannot. And Vasi makes 2 big saves. That means if Tampa scores, this shootout will end, and they will take the 2 points. So it is 1-0 in the shootout in favor of Tampa. If they score right now, it's over. Brayden point. He'll take this in the middle of the circles, off the forehand, off the crossbar. And the Avalanche are still alive, although they must score to extend the shootout. Brayden point came in full speed to lift it, and he hit it off the right side of the crossbar. This has got to be Mikko Rantanen to be the last one. He's got to score against Vasilevsky or it's over. Rantanen in between the circles, stopped by Vasilevsky, 5-hole. And the Lightning take both games of the regular season series. They win this one 4-3, your final in the shootout. Andre Vasilevsky, I'm going to tell you this. If he's not the first star of the game, he's certainly second. And if he's not second, that's just wrong. He was the reason why Tampa won this game. I seem too excited for you to lose there. No, I apologize that on that side. Tony, is just one of those things you got to call it the way you see it. This is a really good game across the board. And Andre Vasilevsky was absolutely terrific. So let me give you the goals of the game. This was Artturi Lehkonen 50 seconds in the first period. It was 1-0 Colorado at the lead with Nathan MacKinnon and Valeri Nichushkin, as it was 1-0 after 1. And then it was Nathan MacKinnon to give Colorado a 2-0 lead from Bowen Byram. Nikita Kucherov, it was a shot from JT Compher that went toward the right side of the blue paint. It spun all the way around the inboards that worked into a fast break opportunity of sorts. Brayden point crossed to Nikita Kucherov, made it a 2-1 game at the end of 2. It was Anthony Cirelli 26 seconds in off of the one-time setup from Steven Stamkos. His pass got initially blocked. He put it back to Cirelli, tied the game at 2. Dennis Mulligan came back and scored. As Corey Perry turned it over, Mulligan worked his way to the middle of the circles, and he sniped the wrist shot past Vasi. And then Vlad Domestikov, as Corey Perry made up for it, he got a steal in the offensive end. He set up Corey Perry, and as he was falling down, he was able to get a backhand across that beat Alexander Georgiev. And your shootout summary goals, Steven Stamkos got one, and that was pretty much it. So Andre Vasilevsky, a .935 save percentage. He stopped 43 out of 46. And Alexander Georgiev, no slouch, but the Terminator just a little bit better. Georgiev stops 32 out of 35 as Tampa takes the season series. This one a lot more exciting. It was a 5-0 win for Tampa in the first game. They won this one 4-3 in a shootout. So as always, the game story going to follow at hopelesssportsguy.wordpress.com. Hopeless Sports Guy is my podcast as well. So anywhere you get those in your podcast, it'll be on the recorder side. So this is just going to have all the play-by-play stuff, not all the extracurricular. And you can follow that along. Our next broadcast will be on Thursday when Cooper Hopkins joins me. It's our two favorite teams playing against each other at 9 Eastern It'll be the Calgary Flames and the Detroit Red Wings. The Red Wings took the first game. We'll see if they can take the second one. For me, this Calgary Flames need to get those points more, though, because they're fighting for that playoff spot. I will see you guys on Thursday. Peace. Appreciate it, guys. I will talk to you about 9:15 on Thursday. Hope you guys will stick around then. And on the Saturday side, we will see if we have whether it's going to be the Rangers or the Flames, or there's a lot of other good stuff going on Saturday as well. Maybe we'll get some more live look-ins. But I will talk to you soon.